Hi everyone. Oh my goodness, I am... Thankfully, it was not too serious. What I was afflicted with was... It's merely a cold. Thank God for that. Sore throat's still a little bit there, but otherwise we are still on schedule. Let's just pause this now. I hope everyone's having a good afternoon. Mine was I'm still I was spending a little bit of my afternoon adjusting some things, and now I don't have the super scuffed setup anymore. By all means, it's still not that great. Hey, Hero, thank you for coming in. I think, judging by how quickly I reacted to that, the low latency might be working now. I should have a faster response time to anyone in the chat. But yeah, I've moved on from display capture to window capture. For some reason, OBS will recognize Easy RPG as a window, but not a game, which is bizarre. But I still have to roll with the punches, I suppose. We still have to keep moving though. I'm just gonna make sure everything is up to task, and then we should be going on. I'm actually pretty excited to see where this goes. Okay. Right, I saved twice because I was a little anxious. But, yeah, rest in peace to her. I have to remember her name again. It was, Hey! Well, welcome, Lucian. I believe it was... No, that was not her. No, not you. Obviously it's not you. Not you. I think I might be dumb. Yeah. Kyoka's gone. And now we're on the start. Kaz watching the stream with me, she says hi. I extend my greetings toward your cat also. Okay. The victim is Kyoka Maki. Estimated time of death is around 6 a.m. The body was discovered hanging in the girls' restroom of the student dormitory. The cause of death is a contusion on the occupant. There seems to have been excessive blood loss from the wound. Oh, I think we already, yeah, I already saw that before I had to save. The girls' restroom has more toilet seats than the boys' restroom, which is not very surprising, I guess. All that's inside is a toilet paper, and a trash can. None of them look particularly suspicious. Okay. I imagine that I won't need to pick every single thing. Are you holding up? He's throwing up! Teria, are you okay? Uh, can't believe someone really died. A real dead person. Teria, it's not that I don't feel sad like you, but if we don't do this, we're gonna be killed. I can't do it. How am I supposed to investigate while I'm feeling like this? With someone who might be a murderer? Listen, I won't force you to do anything you don't like. If you keep being negative like that, we might lose an opportunity to uncover the truth. And that will mean game over for us. They couldn't have just had blunt force trauma or something? Yeah, I said that last stream, but it's... I think it's too medical. Oh wait, the file describes her cause of death. It reminds me of that gif with the shaking dog on top of the pail. I don't know what gif you're thinking of. If I saw it though, I would probably remember. If that's what you want, keep standing there like that. Sick, it doesn't look any different from the one in the boys' restroom. The one I posted in the stream chat? Alright. I took a closer look at it anyway, and it turned out to be a perfectly normal bathroom sink. Okay. Hey, girl? What are you staring at like that? The rope. There. Rope? It's strange. The rope hanging Kyoka's strange? The hook. Huh? No, he's right. I was too shocked by the sight of Kyoka's corpse to notice it earlier. But now I see that the rope is fixed to the ceiling bar by a hook. But... how is it strange? It's probably just used to hold the rope in place. If it was done from the inside, it cannot be tied like that. Huh? What do you mean? Alright. Miss Ominous over here. Oh, I thought we were finally having an actual conversation. But she went silent again. Still, I think she knows something. That means there's something about that book. Oh, I just saw the GIF in stream chat. I've never seen that before. Oh, that fucking killed me. Yeah, I kind of glossed over that. Done. What the hell does that mean? I am... You know what? I'll assume dumbness until proven otherwise. I might be just stupid. Kyoka! Damn it! You're alright last night! We had fun together! It's only a few hours since we last talked with her. But this is reality, right? I can't let myself be overtaken by grief. I can't say I'm smart, but I'll try to the best of my ability. I'm gonna find out who did this to you, Kyoka. Let's help each other out. Alright. Nada, are you alright? It hurts me emotionally to do this, but I shouldn't avoid it, right? Because this is our only option? Yes. This is the only thing we can do. Do you have any predictions on which character is gonna have a crash out? I think if you're referring to like who like has like, you know, the murderers like crash out, then I said I think Akane. But if it's non-culprit, then literally anyone who knew her. So probably Haruhiko. That or the police officer. That he seems like a real Well, I say seems like, but he is just to be nice. It is in his profession, but he has like a stick up his ass. So I'll do everything I can. To help everyone as much as possible, so we can uncover the truth. Thanks. Did you read the Monokuma file? Yes. There wasn't anything particularly remarkable. Sonata, do you think we could trust the Monokuma file? I mean, it might give us false information to throw us off. I came up with the same question and examined the body by myself. And I'm sure the information given in the Monokuma file is true. Time and cause of death mostly seems to match. I see. I thought it could be Monokuma's trap. Guess you should start from there, though there are very little clues. This is just my opinion, but don't you think Miss Maki's body looks a bit odd? Does it? That's so true, Hero. My examination results agreed with the Monokuma file statement that the cause of death was a contusion on the occupant. That means Miss Maki's fatal injury was on the back of her head. Then why is she hanged? Oh yeah, I don't see a reason for the culprit to hang her unless they were planning to choke her to death. I was puzzled also and proceeded to check Miss Maki's neck. The rope wasn't even tight. When a person is hanged, there should be a clear mark, or in worst cases, blue discoloration on the skin that was in contact with the rope. There is barely a mark on her neck. I can't quite understand the cause. Judging by the state of the body, I would rather say the rope has simply wrapped around her neck than hanged her. That's the way to put it. So Kyoko was not hanged. We know the actual cause of death is contusion. The rope has nothing to do with it. Then why? I think this would be important. Thank you, Kanata. My pleasure. My medical knowledge is far from perfect, but I'm glad that I can help you. If only I was skilled enough to bring the dead back to life, Miss Maki wouldn't have gone through all of this. I think maybe you should try and, like, become a witch then. If that's your undertaking. No one can ever bring a dead person back to life, so don't blame yourself, Kanata. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Maeda. I'll continue the autopsy in case I miss anything. And I feel bad for Miss Maki when I leave her alone, so just don't push yourself too hard. Okay. Before I address the elephant in the room, let's just look at this body. There's a small bloodstain right in front of Kyoko's body. A bloodstain? Does that mean the hanging has nothing to do with the case? I'm sure hanging itself won't make you bleed. But there wasn't any notable bloodstains on her. All that was found was a thick clot smeared on the hair near the bruise. I suppose the culprit wiped the blood on the body. I'm so sorry, Kyoko. Just the way she does, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I can't imagine that's a good sight. As I watched from up close, I felt like I was becoming extremely closer to death itself. Kyoko. Last night, it was Kyoko who saved me from losing my mind after watching the motive. In a situation where you can't even trust yourself, her bright smile drove negative thoughts away. Why did this happen to you? I shouldn't run away from reality. No matter what, I have to face it and move forward for Kyoko's sake. Yeah, she does look like a little bit like stoned. Like, if her eyes were red, you wouldn't even tell she's dead. I think professionals like Tsurugi and Kanata have already examined the body, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to look over it myself. Sorry, Kyoko. I'll check your body real quick. Struggling to keep myself from retching, I inspected Kyoko's body. According to the Monokuma file, the death happened about 3 hours ago. Only 3 hours have passed, but there wasn't even a tiny bit of life left in Kyoko's body. Anyway, the Monokuma file said that the cause of death is a contusion on the occupant. I carefully examined the back of Kyoko's head. There really was a large bruise on Kyoko's head. It created a giant dip on the skin. Something's not right. How is there not a single drop of blood on the body when there's an injury like this? Culprit could have wiped it away to get rid of the remaining evidence. That would be pointless if the Monokuma file tells us everything. Don't say anything too conclusive. Kyoko. Huh? What's this? AU again, where nothing changes except instead of killers, they try to find out who laced their shit. While examining Kyoko's body, I suddenly realized that she was holding something in her hand. This looks like a piece of paper. It's not going to be on one of those psycho notes, is it? With some effort, I pulled out a scrap of paper that seemed to have been ripped out of a notepad from Kyoko's stiffening clutch. A notepad. I wonder if it's from the ones Monokuma put in each of our rooms. There's something written on the paper. Home to the laundry at 6. This would be a fairly important piece of evidence. It serves to collect precisely Kyoko's time of death. The killer must have called Kyoko with this. Huh. I don't think there's anything else special. Plus, I don't want to touch a dead friend's body any longer. I silently prayed for her. Where do you think Kyoko's going? Heaven or hell? Okay, now let's address the elephant in the room. There's something on the wall. That's a vicious liquid with a dark yellow color. Ew! It felt more slippery than I thought when I gently touched it. It's oddly disturbing. I tried smelling the liquid on my... You didn't try smelling it before touching it? Yuck, it stinks. Where's the smell? It's somehow familiar. Have you smelled that liquid? Yeah. Do you know what that is? Well, I cannot say for certain, but I believe the odor is closest to that of rubber. What? Oh. But it's not just rubber, it smells terrible, like an ugly mixture of rubber and oil. It's on the floor too. What do you think it is? Maybe it's been here since the first day. I would not touch it? Me neither! Anything yellow in the bathroom? No, thank you. It's on the floor too. What do you think it is? Maybe it's been here since the first day. No, that's unlikely. Does not look like the stain is heading toward Kyoko's body? Need you me to convince some point. An explanation I can think of is the liquid trickled down the wall into the floor, eventually flowing toward Kyoko's body? I think... Okay. I have... no particular thoughts on that. That is actually puzzling. That's not the one. Oh, that's not the one either. We're still missing a few. I suppose it's the people from outside. Yuki, what are we supposed to do? Someone actually died. The situation might seem hopeless, but we have to try. Say that again, Yuki? If we don't, we're gonna die too. We're gonna die? Monokuma told us. In the class trial. If we fail to uncover the truth, we're gonna be executed. You can't let that happen. What I'm saying is, it's hard to face what happened to Kyoko. But for her sake, we need to figure out the truth. Okay. I'll do it for Kyoko. I'm not much of an intellect, but I'll do everything I can. And when I find out the truth, I won't ever forgive the person who murdered Kyoko. Okay? Thought I would advance, but we are going through the same exact text. I mean, I don't know why I thought there would be something there. Oh! Yuki, are you alright? You look pale. That's my line. I mean, who would look good as even when their friend was just murdered? Who do we hope is the culprit? I mean, we're all thinking it. I'm not gonna say it, but let's just say it's time for his contract to be null and voided. It's garbage dump. I came here to look for any signs of the culprit having attempted to throw away the evidence. Good idea. It certainly looks like a good place to do that. I think I'm close to finding something. There's a crumpled sphere in the corner of the garbage dump. What is this? Having lost its spherical shape, the strange object was leaking a dark yellow liquid with an awful smell. The smell. This must be rubber, right? Ah. I carefully touched the oozing liquid. I felt a slimy and thick thickness. A rubber ball? Maybe this is related to the case. I know there was nothing like this in the trash room before the murder. But what is this feeling? I feel like I saw something like this before. Oh, it burst. Oh. This is... Yuki, that's... a hammer. There's blood on it. Blood? Then, could it be the... Yeah, it's... most likely the murder weapon. Oh, why did you have to put that image into my head, Hero? The hammer was about 30 centimeters long, and the metal part was really hard. Yoko was hit by this hideous thing. Must have been scary and painful. To say the least. Yeah, I can't imagine there's anything else here, so let's just move on. Oh, right, the shift thing. Hey, Yuki. How's your investigation going? Well, can't say for sure. Would you come look over here? Huh? Look what? The door? Don't you see that? Yeah, I see that it's your room, but it's not. This is a key piece of evidence. Your room is a key piece of evidence? Not the room. Look at the nameplate. I don't know what you're trying to say, Tsurugi. I see that it's your room, but... No. This is not my room. Bum bum. Huh? What do you mean by that? I don't know exactly how it happened. How the nameplates were switched. They're switched? Yes, with Kyoko's. And she happens to be the victim of this case. Come over here. This is my actual room. That's... Next to the door that Tsurugi pointed out as his room was a plate that read Kyokoma. I noticed it when I was going around to call you guys in the morning. I wasn't aware of the murder back then, so I assumed I could manage it later. But looking back now, I think this tells me the overall flow of events. You can see what happened just from this? Well, roughly, combined with the evidence gathered from other places. I have some experience in this field after all. Oh, right. He is the ultimate police officer. Encountered actual murder cases before. You could certainly know what to do in this sort of situation. Haruhiko, we're looking at you? There's nothing that definitively says it's him. Plus, I'm still falling on my bathroom rule that I talked about previously. Yuki, besides that, I need to know something. Do you know who switched the nameplates around? Even if you say so. I remember from last night. You do? Huh. Were you scared? Scared? Such a coward, begging for your life immediately at the spot. What an amusing sight! You know, like the nameplates were robbing him? Oh, brother, this guy stinks. If that's the case, then we are... Then we're throwing like fresh tomatoes at him. Well then. Though not on purpose, he still broke the nameplates. Should I call this a punishment? Anyway, put these nameplates back on. I'll really punish you if you don't. And keep in mind, you won't be exempted for a second event. Accident or not. Now, I'll pick up the broken pieces so you don't get cut. I think I know who it was. Really? But even if he did, why? Make sure to hold on tight to that information. This nameplate is most likely related to the root cause of Kyoko's death. Tsurugi, are you okay with me not telling you who switched the nameplates? I won't mind it, but there's no need if you know who it was. We'll talk more in the class trial. If it bugs you so much, you could try talking with that person right now. The person who switched the nameplates must have been him. Let's go ask. So, anything to say for yourself? What are you looking at, useless? Meguru. When the murder happened, what made you come late? Why should I tell you? Besides, I told you not to talk to me. I was investigating the entrance hall. There was something of particular interest. Was it more important than a friend's death? Who is this person? Yeah! You! Well, I admit an actual murder happening was beyond my expectation. Should I be shocked by every single accident that occurs here? Hey, friend or not, I don't think that's how we should react to that to a person's death. Huh. So what? I was born like this. Like an asshole? That's why I'm different from the rest of you. Why don't you quit wasting time and go investigate? Class trial's a piece of cake for me. But I'm not going to offer any help. Are you saying you already cracked the case? Absolutely. Are you playing me for a fool? This whole murder case is a joke. Not because you're the culprit. Now look at who's treating an innocent person like a criminal just because I was late. Suspecting your friend to be a murderer? Is that the mutual? Oh my gosh. Actually. But I don't know the culprit yet. You look the most suspicious right now because of that extra time you took. Suppose I am the culprit. Can you give me a reason why I would commit murder? You are smart, I think. You think I'm foolish enough to be swayed by some dumb video? Give a proper explanation. There's no evidence to back up your claim. Rate it true! Are you an idiot? Sure. There's no evidence nor any witnesses. Even if I was late for another reason, nothing would change from the truth. Coming late to the murder scene despite the announcement is suspicious enough. This is a waste of time. Get lost if you don't get what I'm saying. I have things to check on and can't spare time for morons. Negative. Why do you always have to... Jeez. What a nuisance. Why are you acting so friendly anyway? Didn't you get enough? If you still want more, go see that brawny lawyer. He'll prove my innocence. Ray Maketer. I can't understand her. She's regarding everyone else for incompetence. Not even caring the slightest bit about a murder. Not to admit her reasoning and research skills are exceptional. And becoming a top university professor at her age certainly isn't an easy thing to do. But did she have to be so hostile and antagonistic all the time? Well, this is not the time to think about that. Class trial will begin soon. I need to dig up some more details about the culprit. Yeah. You're staring at a plant? Good. Damn it, why do I have to do this? Easy enough. What the? Who is it? It's me, Yuki. Did I surprise you that much? Yuki, it wasn't you, right? You're not the killer? Of course not. I would never kill someone. Yeah, it's easy for anyone to say that. Kizuna. Whatever this class trial is, I don't care. I just want to get out of this fucking place. Kizuna, try to calm down. Just leave me alone. I don't want to talk with someone who might be a murderer. It seems like Kyoka's death caused her to completely lose her trust in others. So she decides to confide in him. Alright, speak up, buddy. Ah, Yuki. Sorry for not being much help. Yeah. Hey, Haru. I have a question for you. Huh? For me? What is it? When we were with Kyoka and Satsuki last night, what did you do after getting back from the restroom? There was a YouTuber who had a Valley Girl-esque voice impression for Kizuna, so I always read her lines like that. I would probably do voices too if I wasn't if I wasn't still wary about my voice. I know that I was doing some with a friend of mine who I was who I'm like doing reads with, and my voice goes out so fast. When we were with Kyoka and Satsuki last night, what did you do after getting back from the restroom? Oh, that? You know that I broke the nameplates, so I just put the new ones back up like Monokuma told me to. COVID sucks ass, I hope you get better. I think I said it at the start of the stream, but it didn't seem to be COVID, just like your just like your average cold. Which still isn't great, but it's not the worst. If it was COVID, then I would like actually be like out of commission. You guys were gone by then. It was a bit lonely doing it all by myself, you know. Is that all? Huh? What's the matter, Yuki? Did I say something wrong? I went straight to bed after putting them back on. So, the two nameplates that you broke yesterday, did they belong to Kyoka and Tsurugi? Kyoka and Tsurugi? Yeah, I think so. I'll be frank here. Since last night, the nameplates on Kyoka and Tsurugi's rooms have been switched. Switched? Yeah. Tsurugi said it'll be an important piece of evidence, but I couldn't think of anyone else than you that could have messed with them. And one of the switched nameplates belongs to Kyoka, the victim. Isn't this too much to be a coincidence? Wait a second. Switched? They're switched? Did I... What is it, Haru? They were back to when I lost a bunch of time in my internship because a coworker gave me COVID after our winter break was over. That sucks. I'm so sorry to hear that. It's probably my fault that the nameplates were switched. So you really did. Why did you switch them? Is it because you're the... Yuki! Yuki! No. Yeah, no. Okay. I trust you. So can you explain why you switched the nameplates around? Cause he's dumb. He does not have object permanence. Come on. Well, actually, I normally don't pay a lot of attention to the dorm rooms. Yeah. It was a bit different to... So it was a bit difficult to see whose room was whose. I mean, I wasn't sure where Kyoka and Tsurugi's nameplates originally were. Plus, that restroom trip in the middle just kept adding more... Just kept adding to the confusion. And I didn't want to bother anyone when they could have just gone to sleep. So I put them back based on my vague memory. But... I must have done it wrong. I'm sorry. So that's what happened. Alright. I don't know how this connects to the case yet, but it seems like an important clue. I really didn't know. Don't assume I'm the culprit just because I did it. I won't. Thanks for telling the truth. Okay. It's no big deal. I think that's all that's up is him. Huh? What's the matter? I tried to ask Mikado about the reason she was late. She kept insisting she was innocent, and told me you might know something. Oh, Mikado. That aloof girl. Do you know why she came late by any chance? Yeah. I should have said it earlier, but we were all looking for her this morning. I knew where she was. It's just that I couldn't find the right time to tell everyone. Really? How did you know? I woke up at 6 in the morning, so I decided to head to the restroom. And that's when I saw Mikado. I asked her where she was going. She said off to investigate. Now get lost. Then she went toward the school wing. She is such a dickhead. If Kakadu's saying the truth, it looks like Mikado was really investigating the entrance hall. But after that, when did you see her again? Well, after that, I went back to the restroom and then directly back to my room. So I didn't see her until after the murder. All of us besides Kyoka, Mikado and Tsurugi were in the diner since 7 a.m. Mikado said she was in the entrance hall up until the announcement. None of us can really prove that, right? That's true, but I don't think Mikado is the culprit. Because, you see, I met her at 6 o'clock. According to the Monokuma file, Kyoka's time of death was also around 6 a.m. You're right. If Mikado went to the school building at 6, she wouldn't have had enough time to come back here, kill Kyoka, hang her and all. I wasn't in the hallway for long, but it was silent out there, and it didn't look like Mikado was going to head back my way. I suppose we can't say she's the culprit because of her being late then. Wait, does that mean Kyoka was being murdered in the restroom when I met Mikado? If only I wasn't so dense. It's not your fault, Kakeru. Don't blame yourself. The one who's responsible here is the culprit. No. It's Monokuma who caused all this. Shoot. How could I have not noticed? Anyway, thanks for telling. No problem. Let's try investigating some more. Wait, where was Satsuki? What? What is happening? Not again! Wait, so... Does this mean that if I go into Stereo's thing... No, Test is also not working! What is happening? I know this is some gastro bullshit, but I can't... I just can't prove it. Ah, shit. Who was Satsuki again? This is why I need to remember the faces more. And not the faces, but the... Oh, the clown! Yeah, thank you. Yeah, this isn't ordinary business that's going on. That goddamn Monokuma. A person died, and we aren't allowed any time to give our condol- Where's this coming from? Monokuma can be really cruel at times. Yuki, have you got any ideas about the culprit? No, not yet. Me neither. God. I hope we're not doomed yet. I'm thoroughly investigating every section of the building. The diner seems to have little relevance to the murder. You're probably right, but we wouldn't want to overlook any clues, so let's search more carefully. Our lives are on the line. Hey, Ribbon. Well, welcome to the stream. Did I miss much? Not too much, honestly. Satsuki is also now part of the, I guess of the prophets, now that we can't see her face anymore. I don't know how did this happen? But there's Satsuki. Oh. Haram? Yeah! Yoka's really dead? Calm down, Satsuki. I know it can be confusing, but if you give up here, everything will be over for real. Think of what you can do right now. Yes, so Satsuki came on an expedition to investigate the school building because nobody seems to care about it. He got 0 clues. Cheer up. Just remember that we need to investigate to move forward. Oh shit, I pressed enter by accident. But yeah, you haven't missed too much, Raven. Just, it's just the initial investigation stage right now. What is it now? Why did you come to me again? Well, you said there was something that caught your interest. I was wondering what it was. Which happens to be none of your business. Didn't I also say I won't give you help? It's more of a minor thing. Look inside the shop if you're curious. A useless guy like you won't see it anyway. Rude ass. This is the antique store. A place filled with bizarre odds and ends, but not found anywhere else in the building. I thought the culprit might have gotten their tools for murder from here, but as I didn't come here very often, everything only looks the same. If only we had an expert on the store. Wait a minute. Wasn't there someone? Stores. Oh! The funniest way to put it. I didn't even comment on it the first time, but the antique store looked crazy. Yeah, the funniest part about it is that, like, there's a cage separating the DDR pad. What? And there's a tombstone. What the fuck? It's just not. I'm not gonna think about it anymore. The DDR pad is illegal now? True. Punishable by death? Yeah, no, You cannot have DDR pads anymore because of woke. I guess that's all this stuff is talking to Daria now. I have mixed feelings on her. I think she's an asshole, but she's not a bad character. TBH? No. Okay, so don't get me twisted. I'm calling her an asshole, but I am not digging at her writing so far. Snap out of it, Teria. We need to uncover the truth. But how can I walk around like nothing's happened? When someone's dead for real? DDR pad is problematic media? True! Nobody thinks that nothing's happened. We're putting our feelings aside for something more important. You need to get over that despair. Say that again? Even if you say so. My specialty is appraising and selling things, not this kind of job. And it's one of those fields where I screw up a bunch at. No, there is something that you could do. That's why I came to you in the first place. Something I can do? Teria, didn't you visit the antique store pretty often? The antique store? It's true I took quite an interest in that place. It has tons of items of considerable worth. Gang, what is the DDR pad? Like the mat you use for playing Dance Dance Revolution. Is this your first time hearing of DDR Hero? So, speaking of that, I think the room looked a bit different this morning from what it used to look before. Really? Are you sure? I think so. I checked the place when we were looking for Kyoko and Mekaru, and the layout of the room was slightly off from normal. You memorized the whole layout of the room? What do you mean the whole layout? It's common sense that a product needs to be in perfect layout to convey its full value to the customers. When I was 6, I learned that the hard way. I learned the hard way how much the layout can influence daily sales. If you say so, then it must be true. Wait, why was the layout suddenly out of place? About that rope and hook, Teria. Did you see them at the antique store? No. I didn't look over everything in there yet. But I can say this for sure. The storage didn't have anything like those. I'm positive. Then the culprit may have gotten the supplies needed for this murder from the antique store. How'd you figure that out? You're smart. Because of what you just told me, Teria. It's all thanks to you. Thanks to me? Are you starting to feel better now? Always bright and cheerful. That's the Teria. What? Why are you talking to him like he's your son, Yuki? Come on. Yuki, you're right. I feel better after all this talking. Everyone will feel sad. I'm not an exception. There's moments in life where we must do things that we don't want to, right? Let's find the culprit who murdered Kyoko. We'll figure out the truth. Yeah, of course we will. We can get there. Let's do this. Okay. Now, what am I missing? Area best hot topic for real? Is there anything I'm missing? I'm only missing one album. What is it? Should I find out now? So that's the costume again? I think I see what happened roughly. Already? Wow, you really deserve to be the ultimate police officer. What's the point of being called that when I couldn't stop this murder from happening? It's all my fault. Okay, so he's just victim blaming himself. I know that's not the word. Survivor's Guild is the word. I'm thinking about it, but I have no idea where to go. I suppose there's still something left there? That one's already done. Where can I go next? Exit. I mean, let's just try looking at her body again? Or was it something in the bottom here? Doesn't seem like it. Okay. Oh! Alright. Well... Okay, well, I suppose now I just have no idea where to go. The ominous piss? Alright, we are doing it this way. Oh, no, stupid, I should. No, not that one. The other room, right? No, never mind. I get... Oh, no. Is Kyoko's room open? Isn't Buddy here in front of it? Oh, wait, no. Never mind. Well... That's my room. No, it doesn't seem like it. Can't access any of the dorms outside of mine. So where the fuck did I go then? Nothing in the bathhouse, right? Oh! Sorry, no, the laundry room. Is this... Some site took me by surprise. Blood in the laundry room? Wait, the body's in the girls' restroom. Why is blood splattered all over here on the floor? Let's say in the laundry room. To confirm this is... Could it be? Okay. Yeah, the laundry room with no dryers. Announcement from Headmaster Monokuma. Looks like all of you are tired of waiting. Shall we begin then? Our very first class trial. Everyone, please gather at the carpeted door at the end of the school area hallway. I'll be waiting there. I'm still not convinced that it took place outside the girls' restroom. If it took place outside the girls' restroom, I've completely lost my train of thought. I have to imagine that there was something dropped off here that was haphazardly thrown in the laundry room, rather than the murder taking place here. Because there is no way. This is the only way. The door with the carpet in the school area. I should go there. Have they managed to get the body all the way to the bathroom? It's magic. Maybe the blood was from the culprit? I'm not sure. Yeah, I imagine that that it's like a blood stain from the culprit, or from the clothing on the culprit, or something along those lines. This must be the place Monokuma told us to come. The courtroom. Ah, Yuki. You're here. I was about to get worried. Were you trying to run away from your... What? Huh? Are you saying I'm the killer? Don't get ahead of yourself. We'll eventually find out the culprit, even if we don't want to. Even if it is the wrong answer. Since we came this far, did everyone get ready? To be or not to be, dead or alive, that is the question. Stop joking around, we're trying to be serious. Hey! You all listen! Haruhiko is right. This ain't an ordinary trial. Our lives depend on it. So quit whining and put yourself together. This guy... Mr. Yamaguchi, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong with you guys? You're all loosened up. You'll never get anywhere near the truth with that mindset. It's like he switched into his alternate personality with a sneeze. Kakeru, did you eat something wrong? Shut your trap, wimps! I'm always like this in the courtroom. If you're pissed off by how I am, challenge me with the decisive proof in the trial. Look at my lawyer, dog. I'm going to jail! They're throwing out my case! Where did that stammering coward go? I've always wondered how Kakeru became a lawyer with all his shyness. Though a sudden change came to me as a surprise, it made me understand why he was the ultimate lawyer right away. A powerful voice and spirit will surely give him a great advantage in court. The only problem is, he sounds more like a gangster than a lawyer. Imagine you're in court and your lawyer pulls this shit, bro. They're like, even if I'm like not guilty, like they're gonna still like throw community service on me. Like this, like the bailiff would tackle Kakeru. Yo, looks like everyone's here. Take that elevator and come underground. I'll be waiting for you guys. It's time for real. Let's hope we will do our best. Oh shit. Okay, yeah, let's save. Your lawyer scares us so bad you have to pay a fine for hiring him? Yeah! Oh. What's up, bro? Oh, yeah, you can't save during the trial. I think someone said that last stream. Yeah, yeah. You know what? Let's honor Kakeru and not look at the flavor text, except for him and her and her and him. Sorry, I didn't mean misgender, bro. And her. What the fuck? Oh. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. When you better learn Korean, buddy. Yeah, this is unfortunately, yeah. I think it's just these ones that are Korean. Okay, thank God. Well, you know what? I'm sure that there was. I'm a little sad to find that we missed some important flavor text. That could have hinted towards the cure. The elevator descends underground with a series of clings and clangs. Gosh, it's gonna take forever. Which floor are we on? This feels like we're going somewhere we can never come back from. So who do we think is definitely not the culprit? Like I said before, anyone who is very timid, any of the dudes so far, I'm still thinking Akane did this shit. I can't be convinced otherwise, and if it isn't Akane, I will put like a clown nose on my PNG. That's my dedication. That is my commitment. Not concerned about our uneasiness at all. The elevator slowly approaches destination. We're here. Finally! I was dying to see y'all. Akane will give you a closed casket funeral after the execution? I wouldn't be surprised if there was an open casket funeral for like any of the people that are gonna die here. What is this place? It looks so flashy. I set the special courtroom just for you guys. Isn't it sick? Other courtrooms would be nothing compared to this. What the hell are you speaking? You call this a court? You better be kidding. This is contempt of court. Well, enough talking. Let's get over this quick. Stand where your name is written. Give me a CG? Give me a CG? Well, you know what? I'll take it.
Is everyone ready? We shall begin in a moment. Behold, the class trial.
A circular arrangement where we can see each other's faces directly. Despite Monokuma's mischievous, almost ridiculous attitude, there's a strange tension going on around here. I would say it's Mitch, but that's more of a hope than an actual prediction. Me too, Hero. Mitch needs to go! Mitch needs to go. If he isn't the culprit, let him, like, run in to, like, attempt to, like, swoop in to save, you know, like, just... Someone just hire a witch on Etsy right now. Put a curse on this guy. Kyoka. She was a playful friend. And though somewhat lazy at times, she shined with positivity at every moment. When everyone else panicked at Monokuma's motive, she managed to cheer me up. Kyoka. She left at her side too early. What would she have thought at her final moment? Why did she have to die? And the cruel killer who murdered Kyoka. That cold-blooded, heartless killer. What? Why did Satsuki there, like for a moment, like, look like she had her hand against the wall? Is hiding among us. Say that again? And thus, Act 1 at Hope's Peak Academy begins. A life or death trial. A life or death deception. A life... Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Oh! We can already save the progress here! What the fuck was I doing? Just... I have to remember that my save file, the most recent one is the first one. The first one is the most recent save file. I should have cycled, but... Okay. Is there anything that I'm thinking of right now that would change my opinion of this case? Discolorations levels. Wipe them off. Oh. I mean, that could be with like a spare set of clothes, though. You couldn't go inside of any of the dorm rooms, so anyone could just hide like bloody clothing. Is that why they went to the laundry room to try and clean up the blood? Okay. Well, there was no notable blood stains on the body itself. Blood drops on the floor suggested there was a lot of bleeding. Smells like stinky rubber. Ugh. Maybe the culprit wanted to make it look like anything because the contusion could lead to them somehow? I mean, I think first and foremost, it's a red herring, not really something to, like, overthink about. When at 6 a.m. Yeah, so obviously Mekaru couldn't be it. I have to guess that, like... Oh no! No, no! Then square one! No! If it's actually the laundry room, no! Please don't be her murder site. Please, for the love of God. Please. That's true. We should suspect people who entered the antique store since yesterday. Well, in that case, then... Yeah, Akane is still, like, the top suspect. She talked to us about, like, being a collector. Or, like, wanting to collect stuff. You're so fried, Akane! Oh. Not gonna lie, I would not follow any known killing game unless it was written in my own mother's handwriting. But what if your mother was the culprit? Have you ever thought about that? Hmm? What if it was a grog-generated letter from Monokuma to me? Yeah! Let us begin with the basic... Yeah. Yeah. We know the premise. One of us is the killer? The culprit who murdered Kyoka? There's a fan game where the protagonist's mom was a participant. does everyone else in the cast just like make mom jokes at their expense? Of course. No way. I have to be in the same place as a real murderer? I can't do that. I know it's hard, but it's a must. We need to uncover the truth behind this case. And ultimately, reveal the culprit's identity. Wait, hold on. What's that? That picture of Kyoka. Yep. It's literally word for word. Hey! Let me ask you something just in case. It's crucial that we know this for the trial. This is really important, so prepare to answer, dumbass. Can there be accomplices in the case? Really important? Why, sure, I can tell you that. Now, accomplices in murder may exist. However, no matter how many accomplices there are, only the one who committed murder graduates. It was a fic. I didn't read it fully, but it's set in Spain, and if I remember correctly, no one knows about the manga yet. Wow. Danganronpa? That's not set in Japan? Sign me up. I see. There would be no merit for the accomplice. Kakeda. He really looks like a different person. That'll do for the preamble. Let's get started then. First up is the case summary. Now let the debate begin. Class trial. When Monokuma first mentioned it in the gym, I thought none of us would commit murder. The class trial would never happen. So I didn't think too deep about this. But it really started. How to find Kyoka's killer. To be able to reveal the culprit in this trial will be... I can't take that seriously. No, I can't let that happen. I have to do this not only for me, but for everyone else too. To find out what really happened, and to reach the ultimate truth. I must do this with all my might. Yes, please. Paratroop will obey the red crosshair over the text mark. Press up to change the select troop bullet. It needs to say firing troop bullet at the wrong place will complete your influence gauge. Art. Complete completion of the influence gauge will result in game over, so please be careful. Base skip. Realize by pressing the arrow in the bottom right. Pressing? Press it? Wait, press it! Oh. Oh no. Okay, it's just warm. Is that supposed to be my recoil? Oh, what the fuck is that? Makashi was covering the girl's restroom hanging by her neck. But who could have done such a terrible thing? Look, you see, I can't believe that a real murder happened here. Not by choking. It's fucking yeah. That recoil is a bit wonky, but I'm glad to be back. Agility 75. Fuck you, game. What? That's wrong, Teria. Hyoka didn't choke to death. She didn't choke to death? And then how'd you explain the rope around her neck? I love he looks so stupid. I said it before, but he literally looks like he has only ever been dressed up by his mom. Like no other parents, not even like an uncle or like an auntie. Didn't you read it? It clearly states Kyoko's cause of death. Look, it says here. The victim is Kyoko Maki. The estimated time of death is around 6 a.m. The body was discovered hanging in the girls' restroom of the student dormitory. The cause of death is a contusion on the occupant. There seems to have been excessive blood loss from the wound. See? According to the file, Kyoka didn't die due to choking. A real cause of death is the contusion on her occupant, the back of her head. Yeah, but can we really trust that thing? I don't know if I can really trust something from that old jerk Monokuma. What? Are you questioning my credibility? Oh, kids these days, they just love to judge a file by its cover. Listen, I do not tell any lies regarding the trial. Say it in red. I believe in fair trial more than anyone else. He's like a humanoid goldfish? True! Don't worry, Mr. Otori. I can back up the credibility of the information. Almost everything on the Monokuma file is true. I'll guarantee you as a physician. So, if Kyoka died from a contusion on her occiput, someone must have hit her head from the back, right? Okay. She didn't kill herself, and another person killed her. Then I guess this really is murder. Well, duh! Don't reckon that it's suicide just because you're too lazy to go through the trial. Our lives are at stake here. Guy who hasn't chipped in anything. Why can't they just say they bashed her head or something? It's... I don't know. Let us not waste our energy in pointless insults. It's already stated in the Monokuma file, but to add on my personal commentary, Yoka's injury was very severe. The strike went through her skull and made a large depression on her head. Inferring from this, probably died an instant death. What a devastating incident. This should not have happened. You can put these commentaries aside and talk about what actually matters. If the injury was that severe, a hard object must have been used to strike her head. A murder weapon, you mean? I expected someone would bring that up around this time. Now, won't us all talk about the weapon used to deliver the fatal blow to Kyoka? If Kyoka didn't kill herself, a blunt object other than a rope must have been used as a weapon. Let's delve into that some more. The murder weapon that struck Kyoka's head. We need to find out what that was. New theory, Kyoka didn't kill herself. Yeah? What's your basis? That should be the weapon. What kind of object is the weapon? The strike on Kyoka's head was clearly deep enough to create a depression on her skull. Perhaps a long batter stick. That's right. I know that's right. What even are the stars supposed to be, though? You can't really focus. The trial room spinning always makes me lag. Ayame, that can't be right. In fact, I discovered this from the dormitory's garbage hold. Is that... It's a hammer. A small one you can easily hold with one hand. Is that what the culprit used to attack Kyoka? It apparently has blood on it, so it must be the murder... So it must be the weapon. The fact that it was found at the garbage dump indicates that the culprit attempted to get rid of it. How did you even find it at the dump? But can that tiny hammer really kill a person? What attracted Curious? We beat Kyoka to death with hammers? No thanks. I'm fine. Regardless of the size, the hammer is made of metal. With enough force at the right angle, killing a person in a single blow is not entirely impossible. To sum up, the culprit murdered Kyoka once with a hammer strike from the back, then hanged her. But isn't it strange? If the killer just wanted to murder Kyoka, then why did they hang the body? Even if it was to cover up her real cause of death, the bruise and the bloodstains are still there. You can see that it's a murder right away. You can? I thought it was suicide before you told us. That's because you're a helpless idiot. Miss Maki's body didn't look typical of people who hang themselves in the first place. Too unnatural if it was meant to be framed as suicide. Too unnatural? Yeah, it did look slightly different from a typical suicide by hanging. It looked unnatural because... yeah. What? That wasn't right? I mean, I think she wasn't, yeah. Kanata, do you mean the body looked unnatural because it wasn't hanging in the air despite the rope being tied on her? Ah, yes. That is correct. Don't you think so? Oi! I got zero ideas about all this! Idiot. You don't know how people die from hanging? They usually tie a rope in the air, stand on a chair or a similar object, and kick it off as they hang themselves. That way there's nothing to step on, and eventually they are choked by gravity to death. Oh, I get it. If Kyoka committed suicide, her body has to hang down in the air. Why is he European? Oi, oi! But Kyoka's body was down on the floor, even with the rope hung around her neck. This must be the point. It sure is weird. Why did the culprit hang Kyoka's body then? It's simple. There are two possible explanations. The culprit either had a reason to do it, or was swear to God stupid. The culprit is stupid? Would that mean Haru is the culprit? What? Hey! She said the culprit is stupid, not that a stupid person is the culprit. He didn't deny that he's stupid. Anyway, there's no way the culprit hanged her without thinking. There has to be a reason. What is that reason this had to happen? To talk about that, we have to discuss about the culprit first. There is no need to repeat that. Revealing the identity of the culprit is the ultimate object of this trial after all. So let us discuss the culprit like Tsurugi said! But who is the real killer? I have no idea. Me either. How could there be a murderer among us? Can't even imagine who. Hey! Didn't we already narrow it down to half, to be honest? What makes you say that? Duh, use your brain. Yoka's body was found in the girl's restroom, and hanged by a rope. I can't believe it. He actually said something of value. Mitch? This guy? I mean, I'm not even gonna give it to him anyways. Fuck Mitch. Then shouldn't the killer be one of the girls? What? Hey, he has a point. Exactly. For example, Kizuna could be the killer. She didn't speak up once since the beginning of the trial. Or Miss Darkclothes over there. Huh? Yeah? One of them's the culprit? That's nonsense. I have no reason to commit murder. Then why are you so quiet? It's hella suspicious. Dark Circles was always like that, but not you. Under no circumstances are we to hand it to Mitch? Exactly. Huh. Shut up. I'm just trying to avoid talking with dirty killers. Mr. Mori, please don't call us killers. There's only one culprit. Monokuma said accomplices have no merit. Don't view us like that. Hell no! Kyoko's already dead. It could be anyone next time. I can't die here. Hmm? Do you know that unnecessary overreaction makes you look even more suspicious? Shut up, Iga! How dare you spit out nonsense? The killer's a girl because the body was in the girl's restroom? It's not like we have rules here. Guys can certainly enter it too. Enter Monokuma? Izuna? You sound like a different person today. Why are you calling him by last name? Well, I guess her mask slipped. It's impossible for a man to enter the women's restroom. That might have been a possibility in the real world, but this place has a rule that forbids it. Am I right, Monokuma? Bingo! A man entering the women's restroom is considered a form of indecency and will be punished by a shower of bullets from the machine guns. Same goes for the opposite case. This applies to not only the restrooms, but also the locker rooms in the bathhouse that will be unlocked soon. Let's bear that in mind. It's true. Monokuma warned us when we found Kyoko's body and tried to step in. Come on. It's a matter of common sense that guys can never commit murder in the... Yuki, can you say it for me? Because I can't handle Mitch saying it, please. It wasn't me. Why would I, of all people, commit murder? I'm not a criminal. This is what certain people want for restrooms IRL? I desire a gender-neutral bathroom for everyone with no urinals. Just drop the urinals, please. Urinals are so trash. If anyone is, it's that creepy bitch. What? If Mitsuhiro is right, that means the culprit is either Akane, Megaru, Hanada, Ayame, Kizuna, Satsuki, or Mikoto. No! I'm not the culprit! Satsuki never, ever killed anyone! Yeah, if the killer's one of the girls... Don't call them bitches, bro. It's what I'm saying! Who else can it be besides her? Don't you agree, Ure Megaru? Huh? What's she even talking about? Don't pull my leg. Weren't you late when the body was discovered? Everyone was there except for you. If you're not the culprit, why did you come late? Huh. Is that all you have? I told you back then. I was late because I was investigating at the main entrance. Nobody believes you. You have no evidence. Well, surely. He was a bit suspicious. Kakeru? Yuki, can you speak up? I'm not trying to jump to conclusions, but you did come late. Mikaru, can you prove what you said? Can you prove for something as simple as this? It would be better for you to die here. Whoa! Trying to back out? Gotcha! We found the answer. This bitch is the killer! Could you relax? Hold on. I suggest that we think about this some more. coming late to the scene is sure to draw suspicion. But could it also be that Makeru's the culprit? No, that's impossible. I know that Makeru really wasn't the interest to help investigate. There was evidence pointing to her innocence. It was... Hold on! Makeru's innocent. She really was at the entrance to investigate at that time. Huh? How can you be so sure? Did you see yourself? Man. This is... I know this is a whole different level, but like... Kizuna kind of reminds me, like with the frequency of like how she says it. And... Like, there was this one other fangan, I think I've talked about it before. I think it was also an RPG maker, called Danganronpa Z, I think. Like any other fangan, it is unfinished, and the author grew up to do better things. But the funniest part about that fangan was that out of nowhere usage for with the R star. It threw me and Humbug for like a complete... It just completely stunlocked us. Huh? How can you be so sure? Did you see it yourself? No, but... You know it, right? Makeru's innocence? You said it, Yuki! Listen up, fellas. Rei Makeru is innocent. I, Kakeru Yamaguchi, am the witness. Mr. Yamaguchi, is there something you know about this? I woke up around 6 a.m. with an urge to go to the restroom. Wait. Right, I forgot the bathrooms aren't... The bathrooms aren't in the dorms. Why? Why? I woke up around 6 a.m. with an urge to go to the restroom. I was heading there. I encountered Makeru. She said she was going to investigate the school wing and walked away. The next time I saw her was after the murder occurred. Which means Makeru is innocent. Did you get what he's saying? Satsuki sees the logic, but I can't understand a thing because of all that shouting. Basically, he saw Makeru heading toward the school in the morning, which proves Makeru's playing. Wait, but the body discovery announcement was at 8. There's 2 hours in between the time he saw her and the murder. 2 whole hours. How does that prove her innocence? Kizuna, think about the time again. It's true that Makeru didn't show up until after we found the body, but Kyoka's estimated time of death is 6 a.m. In other words, Tsumari, it's impossible for Makeru to have murdered Kyoka since she went to the school wing at 6. Sure, she could have turned back as soon as Kakeru went back into his room, but there wouldn't be enough time for her to hang Kyoka's body or throw away the hammer. This is the reason why I'm saying Makeru is innocent. Alright? Hello? Imagine getting up groggy and leaving your room and then getting no dipped on your... Wrong! That's not enough to say she's innocent. Why? We even have a witness. Kakeru. No! There's a hole in your argument. I'm sorry, you, but I've got to make this rebuttal. That's the only way to make that Four Eyes admit her crime and end this stupid trial. Absolutely. You feed the text marked in yellow by pressing shift. So what's the bullet control? Switch your truth blade with the left and right arrow keys. Use the right truth blade at the right contradiction. Okay. Shift key won't work in non-yellow text. Pressing confirm will slash arguments in the order they were set. Be careful with those. Not all arguments will go down with single slash. Your influence gauge will take damage. The wrong argument. Your focus gauge will take damage. You have to completely strike down. You have 0 focus and fail to strike down white text. Your influence gauge will take damage instead. I did not expect this feature this early. Okay. Who said you had to murder someone right in front of that person? remotely from some other place. Kill her remotely? How? Kyoko was murdered by a hammer. How is it possible for her to kill Kyoko with a hammer when she was talking with Kakeru? It's more than possible. For example, she could have tied the rope on Kyoko's neck in advance, knocked her out or something, and set the hammer on the scene so it falls down after a certain time. Oh no, are we going all the way from the start? I think we are. So we press on. How do we work on Kyoko's negative advance? That's certainly possible, isn't it? I fucked it. My fault! That was so crunchy. Kizuna, it's impossible to kill Kyoko remotely. How come? I told you! Well, technically it's possible, but it's not the answer for this case. And it's because her body was too clean. The body was too clean? Remember how Kyoko's body Wait, so the argument is that because the body was clean, someone had to have been present there. Okay. Kyoko's head did have a large bruise and was all sticky with blood, but that was it. The blood under her hair didn't even flow very far. Her clothes were clean too. Isn't it strange? A bruise that severe enough to create a dent on her head, but not a single drop of blood got on her clothes? There was only one reason for this. The killer wiped off the blood at the same time Kyoko died? Yes, I agree with you, Pete. I was wondering the same thing while I examined the body. Can you stop the bleeding from a wound that big just by wiping it a few times? My nosebleeds never stopped that easily when I tried to wipe them off. It doesn't take long for blood to coagulate in room temperature. A nosebleed is from an injury inside the nose, but Miss Maki's bruise was directly exposed to the air. About 5 minutes of pressure would have been enough to stop the bleeding. I think it's the creator's voice? Yeah, I figured. And Miss Maki likely died an instant death, so the actual amount of bleeding might not have been much due to lack of circulation. Huh? But if the culprit wiped it off as soon as Kyoko died... Right. If the culprit killed Kyoko remotely from a distance like Kizuna suggested, Kyoko's body would be covered with blood by the time they got to wipe it off. Also, they would have to risk the blood getting on her clothes when there's no way to wash it off. What do you think, Kizuna? Anything left for you to say? Why? Why are you siding with Four Eyes? I wasn't really siding with Mekaru. True. Why would Useless stand up for me in the first place? I don't care what you think of me, but don't use it to justify framing someone else in a trial. If we choose the wrong person based off of your petty emotions, everyone here is going to die. Do you still not understand the rule of this place? Fine. Do whatever you want. Yes! Is Mekaru finally proven innocent? Is everyone clear on that? Why are we suddenly talking about Mekaru though? Terio was just picking his nose the entire time. If I remember correctly, she faced our suspicion after Mitsuhiro said the killer was among the girls. Mekaru, we apologize for suspecting you. Shrug it off. No matter how much you can tempt and disdain me, I don't give a damn. Says girl who definitely gives a damn. Meguru. She has the guts. Then, we can safely assume that Meguru and Kakeru have an alibi. Well, we already crossed out Kakeru. Did you say the killer's a girl? Hold on. Even if Four Eyes is innocent, I'm not gonna take it. The killer cannot be a girl. What? But there's no other possibility. The killer had to be able to enter the girls' restroom. Who else other than the girls can enter the girls' restroom? Why are you being so fussy if you're not the culprit? Feeling guilty or something? I told you I'm not the killer. I mean, it's just not fair. You can't assume me as the killer just because I'm a girl. And you don't even have solid reasoning. I think it's pretty solid. Oh, come on. If the rule that boys cannot enter the girls' restroom is not an acceptable reason, then what is? The culprit is a girl. But is it really like that? This isn't good. Can't reach an agreement if we keep fighting. Ultimate Leader. We're waiting for you to come up with a plan. There's no need. In fact, I would highly encourage this sort of debate. Huh? I see the current situation as a perfect chance for all of us to understand the culprit's strategy. What? What is bro cooking? What do you mean? Everyone's just fighting each other right now. Think about why you were led to believe the culprit's a woman. You can figure that out. You'll be able to reach the answer from there on. Why do we come to think the culprit's a girl? The body was in the girl's restroom for sure. And is the culprit a girl just like Nick said? I think we're still missing something critical. I have to point that out. I mean, the secondary theory is that a dude, like, let's just think about it later. Said I'm not gonna take it. Body was indeed discovered inside the women's restroom. That is true. We didn't kill anyone! Calm down. While the body was found in the women's restroom, we must consider that Kyoko's murder and the hanging occurred separately from one another. But the murder still happened in the girl's restroom, right? Culprit must have murdered Kyoko inside the restroom and hanged her afterwards. It's impossible for guys to have done it when they were not allowed in the girl's restroom. Looking at the scene of the series events, what was wrong? It looks obvious that the boys cannot enter the culprit. Logic. Thanks to that evidence I found. Okay, so he's referring to... Oh, so that's what the star is for. Okay. So we'll have to go for the laundry room bloodstain then. Okay. First try. Am I the goat of X or what? No, Haru. That's not true. My package just arrived, BRB? Alright. Not true? What's not true? We've been missing something critical. I'll cut to the chase. The culprit can definitely be a guy too. Huh? What are you talking about? Guys couldn't go in the girls' restroom. How do you commit murder at a place you can't even enter? That doesn't matter. All this time, I thought the murder occurred in the girls' restroom since that's where the body was found. But where the murder actually happened was a totally different location. Then how was the blood... How was blood not spilled? On the way to the... Huh? What you mean? The body was at the girls' restroom. Okay. Now, how funny would it be if the girl culprit, if it is a girl culprit, did this entire setup because they knew that everyone would suspect that this was a I know that's not going to be the case, but oh my god, if it was. Oh! I get it. Looks like everyone's finally got it. That reminds me. The Monokuma file only stated where the body was discovered, not the place where the actual murder occurred. A critical point indeed. We weren't paying attention to the real deal while being distracted by superficial things. You should have seen it at your first glance. Wait, hold on. If Kyoko was murdered in the girls' restroom, the culprit killed her in another place, then moved the body to the restroom. Those could all have been done by someone who's not a girl. Come to think of it, Kyoko's body was quite close to the restroom entrance. Then, was Kyoko murdered somewhere else? How did you reach that conclusion, Yuki? I bet you had some kind of supporting evidence. Yeah, in fact, I found a puddle of blood in the laundry room. The laundry room? That place sounds so irrelevant. Bloodstain says everything. Kyoko Maki was murdered in the laundry room. The laundry room? I've seen Misaki there a few times, but her time of death... Why did she go to the laundry room at 6 AM in the morning? Just start the drying process of her clothes, duh. Yeah, I know she was an early bird, but I don't think she would get up that early. The reason Kyoko headed to the laundry room. Didn't I find something that can answer that question? What was it? I think it's coming to my mind. The clue was... Everyone, can you look at this for a second? What's that? I found this from Kyoko's body. It looks like a scrap piece of paper from the notepad Monokuma gave us. Kyoko was holding it tight in her hand. Would you like me to read what it says? Home to the laundry room at 6. Any cam be waiting. It's all raggy and torn. Take a closer look. It clearly mentions that place in the parts that we can read. Ah, I see. The laundry room. Moreover, the words that really matter are still intact despite the missing parts. From the parts that are left, I think the full message was, so come to the laundry room at 6. There aren't any cameras there. I'll be waiting. Welcome back, Raven. Something like that. That was so sick! Tsurugi, you completed the note just from its parts! It's my speculation, so I can't assure that it's completely identical to the original sentence. But it should be the same overall. Is it rigged because the culprit tried to pull it out by force? I believe so. Maybe the culprit wasn't able to remove the whole paper from Miss Maki's hand due to rigor mortis. That means Kyoko got that note from someone and went to the laundry room at the designated time without knowing what's about to happen. Shoot! Why would anyone use those kind of cheap tricks? Huh? Satsuki's confused on the part that says there aren't any cameras. Perhaps it was intended to make the note look like some sort of secret talk? Nope. That's not what Satsuki meant. Are there really no cameras in the laundry room? There is. Whoa! What a surprise! You can talk? Between the ventilator and the clothes behind. Yes, I saw it too. The culprit just wrote down some meaningless nonsense as bait. Kyoka, Just why? I apologize for the untimely interruption, but may I speak for a moment? Kinji, what is it? Kyoko was murdered in the laundry room. Although we can now be certain about the statements, is it not too early to conclude that a man could be the culprit as well? Huh? Well, it is possible for a man to commit murder in the laundry room and carry the body to the restroom. Recall the fact that Kyoko was not merely lying on the restroom floor. She was hanged by a rope attached to the ceiling. Have we forgotten this already? Oh. You're right. The murder could be done somewhere else, but you'll have to enter the restroom to... Monokuma, can you just clarify things, please? How have we not clarified this? So the culprit is really a girl, then? What? Are we back to where we started? Opinions on Kinji? There's not much to him right now. I'm waiting to see how he progresses. All in all, though, he just seems like the San type.
Seriously? Guys, you want to think the culprit is a girl that bad?
No, but Kinji is not wrong. It's impossible to tie a rope to a pipe inside the restroom, unless you are inside as well. See? The killer is one of the girls. Oh, wait. It's too early to make that conclusion. I just got here. Are we suspecting anyone yet? The cast have no clue what's going on, but I'm still like they certainly know that, or at least they're figuring out that it's like the girls who did it since the body was in the restroom. But I'm of the opinion that Akane probably did it. She makes the most sense to kill off right now. Wait, it's too early to make that conclusion. Can there be a way to hang the body from the outside? If Kinji is right, the killer cannot be a god. But if there's a way to refute that logic, I have to come up with that even if the chances are less than 1%. This isn't a drill. A single mistake can kill all of us. If we put our heads together, we'll be able to find the answer. Alright. Your body. Fuck, I forgot Kanata's account. What was her account? Way to hang the body from the outside. Is that really possible? What if the culprit uses the tool for it? Maybe the culprit has a tall height. Does it climb up the wall? Okay. So it's the first move that she said. I think the account was just the autopsy, if I remember correctly? Oh, okay. First try. How are you liking DRA so far? Would you say it's better than Tetro? Hero, I'm not gonna... What's the word? I'm not gonna keep dwelling on Tetro because I've said my piece about it. What's the word? I like Tetro so... Sorry, not Tetro. I don't like Tetro. I like Danganronpa Another so far. So far, the characters are pretty by the numbers. And while some fall flat so far, and that's mainly because they haven't been explored yet. But the others are pretty fun. And I think there's a good amount of guesswork so far in this case right now. It's not like the cases of Tetro where like you look at like chapter 3 and then you just go, okay, so it's them. Like Even before we clip you speaking and saying you like Tetris. No, wait! But, like, even in my prediction of the culprit, it's not definite. I'm still speculating, and I'm still speculating, and I'm reaching to conclusions. Like, as you saw before with the laundry room, my theory almost completely shot. I think the only thing right now is that I don't think Lineage really thought too far ahead on how to make the red herring of the girls' restroom better. Primarily because it really could just be explained away with just or like done quickly with like a question. But that's just a me thing, I imagine. I don't know if anyone else has that same feeling. Outside of that, I am enjoying this trial so far. Most of it is reasonable. I haven't experienced Danganronpa stupid yet. That's it, Ayame. You can use a tool. A tool? But how? I almost forgot. A tool that was tied to the rope. It's right there. Do you see it? Looks like a hook to me. A hook? The rope had something like that? I'm starting to get impressed by the extent of you guys' stupidity. But Useless made a good point this time. Kinjo gave a conclusion on who the killer was earlier. Fuck, man, I keep forgetting these names. Kinjo was, I feel so stupid! Who the fuck was Kinjo? Curse this brain of mine. Kinjo's the cop, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say Kinjo really looped in that much. I feel like you could have gotten it as early as Terria. In the antique store. Like, granted, if Akane actually is the killer, obviously don't say anything for me. Like, if she is, then even if you go through all that guesswork, you won't really, like, know until the evidence of Terria's account. But you just made a good point this time. You're right. Looks like you got it correct. So, what about the hook? The culprit must have thrown his hook with the rope attached to the next to the pipe on the ceiling. That way, the rope is all set. Afterwards, they can tie the other end to Kyoko's neck and push her body inside. Wouldn't that be possible to do without actually entering the women's restroom? Kyoko culprit theory! Yeah! She did kill herself. Yes, it is. This is our answer. Oh, hold on. Look how the rope is tied to the pipe. It's been twisted several times around the pipe. Is it possible to do it with that heavy-looking hook on the rope? Yeah? Yeah? What? Oi, he's right. It's fastened by the hook, but the rope went around several times. I know. It's nearly impossible to tie a rope like that when there's a hook attached. What the? You said it like it's possible. That's why the culprit used another tool to secure the rope onto the pipe. Why is he Irish? Well, why not? He turned his Irish mode on. Another tool? What is that another tool? Seems like Mikaru is the only one who realized what it is. Well, can you tell us, Mikaru? Like hell I realized. I knew it from the very beginning. If you're trying to sound me out, quit it. I already said that I have no plans to offer any help. Besides, it looks like Useless over there got hold of it anyway. Why don't you ask him? What? Me? Yuki, can you tell us the answer? Oh, you're talking about the rubber ball. Oh, you didn't? Sorry about that. I guess that question was too hard for your non-functional brain. She's going so far. Just say it, Ray. I'll hold it against you. But like, just say it. I know what you want to say. You're not fooling anyone. I won't forgive myself if I don't give an answer after hearing that. In fact, I'm sure that I can. I found that object during the investigation, didn't I? A tool other than the hook was used to secure the rope from the outside. That tool was...
Put it out.
When anyone has a question, done. Good. And one more thing. There's a key piece of evidence that can prove this tool's involvement in the crime. I'm just not sure about the logistics of this. I think Ms. Kanata, she is there for the profession. I'm not sure. I can't say there's anything more to her right now than her profession, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I'm just there's just nothing to say about her at the moment. Can't ask questions anymore because of work. Yeah, I'm being serious with my with my opinion of Kanata here. She's at the moment she's currently nothing more than like I would say she's nothing more than like a doctor in like in like any other mystery setting. Well, I'll have to see where she goes. Ah, I got it. I figured out the other tool used by the culprit. It's the rubber ball! Rubber ball? What's it? Bro. It's like a bouncy ball. Have you ever played with them when you were young? It's full of some kind of viscous liquid that makes it bounce back up when it hits the floor. Yeah. How did he keep his brain like got sent to like the glue factory? Where's this guy's brain? Ooh, I know. I made some improvements to it and sold it overseas under the name Hyperball. Did I tell y'all that it's still selling great? Wait, is he a dropshipper? Is Terry a dropshipper? How is it relevant to the case? You better tell us, quick, Yuki! Okay. I figured out the way the rubber ball was used in the murder just now. After Tsurugi said the culprit used another tool to set the rope in place, he tried to relate the act of winding the rope with the circumstances of the murder. I think we can be certain about the culprit using a hook since we found one on the pipe. But as Mitch pointed out, it's impossible to wind the rope like that with the hook alone. Putting the hook after setting up the rope wasn't a choice either, because there's no way to get the rope around the pipe by itself. Besides, they'd have to step inside to attach the hook. That's why the culprit used a rubber ball. Before using the hook, the culprit tied the rope around the rubber ball. Okay. Then they threw it inside the restroom between the pipe and the ceiling. What? Between the pipe and the ceiling, okay. Is that how it works? That way, the ball would hit the wall and bounce back toward where it started. Okay. If you repeat this multiple times, you get the rope around the pipe with the ball returning to its entrance every time. All left is to remove the ball and tie a hook to throw it on the pipe. But the culprit probably faced something that wasn't part of their plan here. The rubber ball burst because the pressure Rebounding off the wall. Okay. This makes sense. I just don't know how... I just don't think the contention makes sense. I think if we got here from the height of the pipe, that would certainly be more reasonable than, what's the word? Like, how it could have been... I'll chalk it up to translation, because... I don't know. But... I'm still sad. I'm still sad. The rubber ball burst because of the pressure from the rebounding off the wall. It spilled its contents all over the wall and the floor, which is still left at sea. This is how the culprit tied the rope without going inside the girl's restroom. Okay, but like, her body would still. No. We're not touching the restroom again thing. Just please. Keep it to the girls' game, please. The hook and the rubber ball were used to make it look like it was done from the inside. Oh, so that must have been the stinky liquid on the wall. Well said, Yuki. I agree with you. Well, if our ultimate police officer says so, I guess he's right. Everyone, did you notice something after getting to this point? Notice what? Think closely. We were talking about the possibility of a man being the culprit. But don't you think it should be the opposite after going through all this? Yes! Opposite? My explanation involving the hook and the ball, it was proof that it's possible for a guy to be the culprit. But if the opposite of that is true, that means... Yeah! What? Huh? Okay. No reverse psychology then? Okay. Wait. So... You're asking me just to confirm this. Yeah, I feel like that's a translation thing. There's no way. That's right. We've been going in the opposite direction ever since. Opposite direction? What are you talking about? We thought that the culprit was a girl, so we thought of a way to hang Kyoka from outside the restroom based on the assumption, what if a guy could be the culprit as well? Turns out that it wasn't the case. It's very unlikely for the culprit to among the... That has to be a translation thing. The killer is definitely a man. What? It wasn't me. Hey, how so? Why is this not... Wait. Mitch is back on the table. Let's go. Okay, Mitch. Think about what we just went through. The culprit undoubtedly used the hook and the rubber ball to connect the rope to the ceiling. Now, suppose that the culprit was a woman. Would there be a reason for her to use such complicated measures when she could have simply stepped inside the rope directly? That makes sense. It looks like the culprit had to do it without going inside the restroom. Okay, but like the body still had to go. No, I don't know, man. Like the body still had to go inside the restroom. What are we talking about? Furthermore, even if the culprit was a woman and had to use the hook or rubber ball for some reason, they would have been able to clean the stain on the wall afterwards. Right. As I mentioned before, the culprit probably didn't expect the rubber ball to burst. Cleaning the liquid off the wall, they needed to get inside the restroom. But they couldn't. Because guys can't enter the girls' restroom. Can't say with absolute certainty because the most reasonable explanation would be there would be no reason for the culprit to intentionally leave traces in the murder scene. But how did they get the body in the restroom? Like it doesn't matter if it's in the entrance. This Monokuma is a dickhead. We saw what happened when I tried to just walk past the hallway. I mean, the liquid stain on the wall was a big hint for figuring out how the ball was used by the culprit. Aha! That automatically gives us girls an alibi, right? I don't think that's how you use the word. Plus, even better, Yuki, Teruya, Haruhiko, Mitsuhiro, Tsuruki, Kinji, and Kageru. We knew one of them's got to be it. Hold on. What if the culprit was a woman and tried to make us think this way all along? Yeah! I highly doubt it. Can you? The reason the culprit hanged Kyoka in the first place was to make us think a woman did it. Nobody here would survive Agatha Christie. Oh, that had nothing to do with disguising it as a suicide from the start. Indeed, everything was to lead us to thinking that a woman is the culprit. In other words, the culprit wanted us to think it that way. So they wouldn't become a suspect. All because the culprit himself was a man. Everything's connected now. I found it strange to tie the rope almost mock connected to this. In retrospect, I see that was the case because the culprit didn't intend to make it look like a suicide at all. I can't believe it took this long for you to reach that point. What's up with you talking like you already knew all this stuff? Because I already knew. The music changed. That is so unintentionally funny. What? I already have everything worked out. Who the culprit is, why they killed, anything you could possibly think of. What? And you just stood there in silence when you had all the answers? Yeah? How many times will I have to repeat this? I have absolutely no reason to help you out. But Meikaru, this isn't a competition. If you don't share what you know and we end up voting for the wrong person, you're going to die too. Of course I'll share my knowledge when it gets to that. But even without me, you still have Tsurugi Kinjo over there to help you. And useless. Getting pretty close to the truth too. I was actually surprised. Perhaps you wouldn't be completely useless after all. Monkey? She really wants to say it. Yeah, what? Don't laugh at me. Jeez, she's real smug. Well, she's always been like that. We should ignore what she says and keep moving on. Sure. I believe we left off from saying the culprit was a man. I feel like Satsuki is just paying only half attention. You think she's paying attention, period? Wow, she must be really excited by the tables turning. Although we now know that the killer is among the men, we still need to specify one person out of 7. Is there any kind of clue to narrow down the list? Well, if Miss Meikaru was able to work out the culprit's identity, there must be a clue pointing to a killer somewhere. Problem is, we don't know what that clue is. Tsurugi, will help here? Like, something that can nail the killer. I do have something in mind, but you shouldn't rely on me for everything. All of you should figure the case out by yourself, and understand the reason behind our final verdict. Kyoka. Hey, y'all? Any ideas about the culprit? Well, nothing in particular, I suppose. Almost there. We know that the culprit's one of the guys. Just to remind y'all, it's not me. The reaction is making you even look more suspicious. Just like you from a while ago. What'd you just say? I'm sorry. Wasn't that out of character, Kizuna? Since most of you seem to be having trouble with this, let me suggest going around. How about we all think of something else first? Such as? Don't you want to know why Kyoka died? Why Kyoka had to die? She broke the name. Of course we do. Kyoko's full of spirit and a nice friend to us. She didn't deserve to die. To begin with, 2 people were directly involved with Kyoka's death. 2 people. Are you implying that there are 2 culprits? No, I'm not saying that those 2 took part in murder. They heavily influenced the events leading up to Kyoka's death. The point is, Kyoka died as a result of someone's mistake and the culprit's misjudgment that stemmed from it. Mistake and misjudgment? I need the help of certain someone to explain this. Can you help me out? No? No, explain it yourself! I don't know what you're going on. You remember the conversation we had in the hallway? The one over the nameplates. Oh, you mean that one? Yeah, you told me then that you know who caused that change to the nameplates. I don't have knowledge regarding this matter, so I would like for you to provide us the context. Hello? I've got zero idea on what the two... I don't even know who we're fighting. Oh, okay. I'll explain it to everyone. Yesterday, while all of us were in shock after Monica Michelle was demoted, there's a minor incident that happened. The people who know about it are Mimi, Haru, and Sasuke. Finally, Kyoko. Huh? Hmm? They don't look like they know it, though. Haru, Sasuke, did you figure out what happened before nighttime yesterday? With the nameplates. Oh, that? Oh, you mean the thing with Haru's triple spin? Yeah. Would you mind explaining to us what happened back then? I think there's something you didn't know about it. I'll tell you when we get there. Okay. I have no idea where this is going now, actually. Oh, fuck, what was Haru's account again? Oh, right, Haru's account was the nameplates. It means that's gonna kill me, but hanging out together. I accidentally fell down and broke nameplates. Teehee, it was real funny to watch triple spin. When I was freaking out over damaging school property, Monokuma showed up and said that he won't punish me since it was an accident and left me with a new set of nameplates. Tell Haru to put the new nameplates back where they belong. The Haru put them back in the right place, and the rest of us wanted... Wrong. No, Sasuke. There's something wrong with what you just said. Yo? What's wrong? Although Haru did put the nameplates back, he didn't know that he made a mistake while doing so. Yuki, that's... He forgot where the two nameplates originally were, so he put the new ones in the wrong place. What? He forgot about something that was right in front of him seconds ago? But don't shame him. He's just like me for real. He went back to the restroom before putting them back, so I think he got confused somewhere in the middle. Okay. I get how much of an idiot Haruhiko is. How's that related to Kyoko's murder? That would be because the two nameplates Haruhiko had to replace belong to Hinjo and Maki. Right, Yuki? Yeah, right. Kyoko's room was next to mine, and Tsurumi's was next to hers. But because Haru thought the other way around, the nameplates on their doors were switched. Mr. Kogashikawa, was it your intent to do so? Anyway, Haru, shouldn't you already know? We talked about the nameplates being switched when we were investigating. Well, I did, but I just wanted to avoid unnecessary suspicion. Avoid suspicion? Tell me you're the culprit, Haruhiko. No, I'm not. I swear. This is exactly why I didn't say it. Why would you think you're suspicious? It's just a couple of nameplates. I don't think they're that much related to Kyoko's death anyway. Yes, they are related. Much related, in fact. Now would you care to explain what that means to us? I said earlier that two people connected to the murder. One of them is Haruhiko for switching the nameplates, and the other person is... me. Huh? What? Mr. Kinjo, you have an indirect connection with the murder of Miss Maki? May I ask you to elaborate on that? Can you? It's true. Let's see, where should I start? How about we all get a grasp of the culprit's intention first? If things went as the culprit originally planned, the person to have a portion on him would have been... You. Yeah. That statement sounds far-fetched. How come you were to die instead of Kyoka? Do you remember the torn note that Yuki read to us a while ago? I was able to comprehend what the culprit was aiming for after seeing that note. Kyoka got that note from the culprit and headed to the laundry room at that designated time. There, she was assaulted and murdered by the culprit. Everyone's clear on this, right? Let me ask. How do you think Kyoka got the notes? How she got the note? Well, maybe one of us casually handed it over to her? No. Kyoka wouldn't have known that the person who gave the note would come after her back then. From whom? Where? How? Did any of you ever see Kyoka getting a note from someone? No. Besides, there wasn't any time for that. After we got out of the audiovisual room, Kyoka stayed with me and Satsuki until she went into a room for the night. Wait! Then Kyoka got the note between 10 p.m. last night and her time of death, which is 6 a.m. this morning. I mean, couldn't someone slip it under the door? Right, Kyoka went inside the room as soon as it became nighttime. Couldn't have gotten the note while talking face to face with someone. That leaves us with only one possibility. She got the note while she was inside her room. Yeah. You can't go into someone else's room until you got the key or the owner's permission. Yes, but there's a way to give her the note without opening the door. What? But that'd be like magic, really. How? A way to slip a note inside the room without opening the door or being seen by the owner. It should be pretty simple. Something that any clever kid could think of. A clever kid is not a requirement for this. Let's think about it. If I stay calm and keep brainstorming, it will come to my mind. What? The bottom of the screen will show parts of your target word phrases, with spaces in between. Find which letters would go into the blank space, and shoot them, place them in their position. Okay. Okay. I did not expect this minigame this far in. I'll be honest. Someone time that. Speedrun? That's it! The Gap! It's my favorite clothing store, even when the door is fully closed. There's a gap between the bottom of the door and the threshold. That's large enough to slip a note through. So, after nighttime, the culprit left the note inside Miss Maki's room through that gap? Right. There would be no one out in the hallway after nighttime, and Kyoka would still be away. Adding a message like, don't exit your room to keep Monokuma from noticing would have easily dealt with the chance of Kyoka seeing the note coming in and opening the door. That way, the sender won't have to reveal himself while still getting the message across. This inequality of information between the culprit and Kyoka made her more vulnerable to deception. But... so... wait, but... wouldn't that mean the... so at that time, the nameplates weren't... like posted up yet? I feel like you would just have to check if you were going for Kinjo, no? You know, it was pretty bold of him to do that. What if Kyoka didn't show up or brought other people with her? You know, probably requested her to come alone to prevent such occurrences. Likely coupled with a reason she won't be able to ignore. And the fact that it mentioned an absence of cameras must have been something Monokuma shouldn't know about. A way out, for instance. Would any of you refuse to go if someone offers to tell you a way to escape? Well, go, yes. True. I would have gone as well. Okay, the culprit sneaked the note into her room. I get that, but how exactly is it you and Haru's fault? Think closely. Most people here didn't know about Haruhiko switching nameplates until... Oh, right, the Doi. I'm still thinking on... I got myself mixed up in chapter 1 where Makoto and Saiga switched the rooms physically. I think, not just the nameplates. Most people here didn't know about Haruhiko switching the nameplates until it was said in the trial or noticed it after the murder occurred. Which means, at the time of the murder, culprit was unaware of that fact either. Oh! I see. For that reason, you considered yourself and Haruhiko to be at fault. Huh? For those of you who haven't got it yet, think that the culprit killed Kyoka because of confusion. Confusion? What? So it ties back to what Tsurugi said earlier. I think I know it now. The indirect influence Haru had over Kyoka's death. Haru switched the nameplates by mistake, and the culprit's looking for... Yeah. What? He's already said it! That's right. The culprit never intended to murder Kyoka. The real person he wanted to kill was Tsurugi. That makes sense. The killer saw Tsurugi's nameplate on the door and left a note there. But the room was actually Kyoka's. Does that mean Tsurugi would have died if Yes! Yes! Yeah! That's why I said Haruhiko and I indirectly caused Kyoka's death. Kyoka! It's all because I was an idiot. It's all because I was dumb enough to mix up those stupid nameplates. Calm down, Haruhiko. It's not your fault. Even if you put the nameplates correctly, Tsurugi would have been in danger. I'm a policeman. My duty to ensure everyone's safety. I was careless enough to let Kyoka die. I should have died rather than failing in my duty like this. Please don't say that. Every person's life must be treated with extreme regard. That is why I cannot forgive the culprit. Not that the murderers ever deserved forgiveness, but him killing one of our close friends was absolutely unforgivable. Yeah, I feel the same way too. But how am I supposed to take that one of us is that cruel, cold-blooded killer? So? So corny. What do you mean by so? Can't you think? Now's the time to say it. You know, the identity that... Girl, I don't know. The culprit. Didn't you solve everything you need to? The fact that the culprit is a man, the way he hanged the body without entering the restroom, how and why he called Yokamaki and killed her. Isn't the culprit fairly obvious at this point? Not really? Well, I did figure out most of the major details, I don't believe we ever brought up that matter before. Jeez, you guys still don't know? How long are you going to make me wait here? My legs are starting to hurt. How about you say it yourself if you know so much? Huh, why should I? There's people like... If I were Yuki, I would boycott the trial for the rest of time. I'll lay down my arms and die. I would either vote wrong or like vote none. We need to get you off, Ray. Tsurugi? You know who the culprit is? Yes, I do. Actually, I already knew who it was well before the trial started. Woohoo! That's our ultimate police! But what I thought back then was more like an educated guess. Now that I went through these discussions in the trial, I'm confident with what I got. Man, that's epic! How'd you know? I still don't have a clue. I try to make it easy for everyone to understand. So, let's go back to when we were talking about the hook and the rubber ball. You all know how the culprit used them, right? Of course! The culprit tied a rope to the rubber ball and sent it around the pipe a few times. Then threw the hook on to secure the rope. All was to make it seem like it was done from the inside. The rubber ball was the decisive factor in my deduction of the culprit. Do you remember Yuki explaining earlier that the rubber ball burst because it couldn't overcome the pressure? It's probably due to the accumulated damage from the repeated... I swear to God, if it's because... If the reasoning If it's Mitch, and the reasoning is he was kicking it rather than throwing it, I won't be happy. And here's the question. How much pressure do you think is needed to pop a rubber ball? Well, it'll depend on which kind you're talking about, but probably a lot? Yep, I'll tell you something that pops too easily will be worthless as a bouncy ball. Right, normal levels of pressure can't leave a single scratch on it, much less make it burst. But the rubber ball still bursts, just by bouncing a few times off the wall. That's kind of strange. Was the rubber ball old? When I saw the rubber ball, it was still glossy and shining all over despite its condition. I dare say it was brand new. I'm not done yet. I didn't place emphasis on this earlier. Think about it. Would it be easy to make a ball go over the pipe, with a little space between it and the ceiling, bounce off the wall? But you'd have to throw it, not kick it, though. What? Am I crazy here? Am I not seeing what the game's seeing? Especially when the culprit couldn't afford to fail even once because he was a man. I believe it would be a challenge. I don't possess the skills for it in the first place, but even if I did, I won't be able to do it because of the pressure. Fully agree. The culprit chose to take that challenge and succeeded nonetheless. That wasn't just a matter of guts. He had the confidence and ability to assure success. In short, the culprit has the ability to throw a ball exactly where he wants to. It's more than the accuracy. Not only did he have precise control... They're actually going for it. No. 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 I don't accept this logic. But I don't think anyone out of the guys look like they have that much strength and accuracy. Judging by his muscles, maybe Kakaru does? With my daily muscle training, it would be certainly possible for me to burst a rubber ball with my strength. However, just to be clear, I cannot be the culprit. I cannot even score... Well, I mean, you could have just used your evidence with Ray, but hey, look at bro, it's your life. Then how did the killer pull off those tricks? Was he secretly the ultimate... No. I think you guys are missing something. I said the culprit made the rubber ball go over the pipe, not through it. She's actually gonna say he kicked it. Huh? How can you make the ball go over the pipe without throwing it? Wait, I think... Leon Kuwait? Is that a fucking humbug reference? I think there was a way. How do you even do that? Superpowers? No. You can kill... He actually went for it. No. No, that's... Okay. Well, the monkey paw curled. 'Cause, like... Mitch is going to die. So, like, rest in piss. But I do not accept the logistics of this. Oh, right. Rubber balls are small enough to hold with one hand. So I was naturally thinking that the culprit threw it. Huh? Hold on a sec. Kicking it with your foot? I knew I had the answer when I reached that point. It seems like some of you got there too. What I'm thinking is right. The culprit is... But why? Why did it... Yuki, I can think of 20 reasons. Ugh! I'm still not getting it! Who was it? Can somebody just tell me the answer? Yuki, you know who it is, right? Huh? Looking at your facial expression, I got the feeling that you finally reached the truth. You helped me out a lot with the hook and the nameplates. So how about you say it for us? The mastermind behind all of this. Kyoka's murderer. Yuki. Tsurugi's right. I know the culprit. I really did figure it out. There was only one person who could have... Oh, this is... The person that came up with this plan to murder Kyoka. It was you, right? What? Yeah, you're suspending it here? Oh my god. Okay, I have a question for anyone who has like watched or played chapter 1. How long is this second half? Because depending on how long it is, I might either power through it or call it quits. That or take a break. Not that long if I remember right. Okay. I think in that case then... I remember I played the whole thing in one sitting. Okay, so definitely shorter than the first half. Okay, and in that case, I'm gonna take a quick break. Stock up on some drinks, stuff like that. Feel free to go to the bathroom and stuff. I'll be right back. Okay, that was admittedly a shorter break than it usually was before, but I just need to check some DMs. Yeah, we're keeping this train going. I'm gonna wait like a few more minutes, just to mentally get myself here. I'm because I'm a little bit mixed, admittedly. Although this has been pretty enjoyable. I'm just not the biggest fan of how we got here. Okay. Let's go through this then. Let's make sure we're saving again. Something new with keyboards, are there? No, it's just the same stuff. Okay. Did you just say I'm the culprit? What? Mitsuhiro? Hey! Hold on! How did that make me the culprit? None of you guys have the ability to throw a rubber ball exactly where it was targeted with enough power to burst it. But if we're talking about kicking a ball with that much strength and accuracy wouldn't be impossible for you, right? Especially when you're the ultimate soccer player. Ugh. Mitsuhiro's talent was said to be almost on par with that of many professional soccer players. It makes sense for an expert like him to handle a much smaller and lighter ball with ease. No. Wrong, and wrong. Keep quiet if you're not the expert. Soccer balls and rubber balls are different. And I can't do all that even with a soccer ball. Do you and I lie? Mitch! Well, you did that thing in Fuji TV's The Masters Challenge. You were the special guest for the game, where you had to dribble all kinds of balls and land it on the target. Didn't you have no problems with the rubber ball there? You even did it with a freaking pea! What? Oh, I saw that episode in the hospital. Easily scored a goal with the soccer ball. And then did the same thing with ping pong balls, shuttlecocks, and one of those large exercise balls, I believe? A yoga ball? And you're saying you can't kick rubber balls? Probably a better joke. That was all fake. It was all scripted. How would that even be possible in real life? Do you think I'm a god or something? Whoa, big scandal alert. Mitch, are you really the culprit? Did you kill Kyoka? Welcome back, Lucian. You didn't miss too much. We are just continuing on. Yeah. Plus, wasn't he the one who said the killer would be among the girls? No! This is a trap! I know. Yuki's the culprit. He's trying to accuse me with no evidence whatsoever. Mitch. It's over. Please, just say it. I don't want to do this any longer. Say what? I didn't kill anyone! And why does it have to be me? Do you have proof? Do you have any kind of evidence that I killed? Mitsuhiro, I doubt you would overreact like this if you aren't the culprit. And you seem able enough to perform that trick. Using the rubber ball that Yuki mentioned. This is ridiculous! That's pure speculation! Show me the proof! Which seems really messed up right now. But it's true that my argument doesn't have a solid backup. I thought of it by process of elimination, not real evidence. Still. Oh no, he's angry? Stupid! Come on, just say it, Mitch. There should be somewhere. That one piece of evidence that can nail him down as the killer. We need to point that out, or else we won't get anywhere. Show me the evidence! Let's send you the body. Terry's account. Okay, so this is definitely gonna be Terry's account, though. I don't think we beat Terry's account. The evidence that I put the note into Kyoko's room. I feel like both this was from the antique store. Fucking knew it. I didn't even have to finish the rest of it. I'm balling. I'm balling. Wait. Mitch. Something's off in your statement. Huh? What's off? I don't see anything wrong with it. I know we talked about the culprit using the hook and the rubber ball earlier, but you didn't mention where they got it from. How did you know those tools were from the antique store? Ooh. Get his ass. What? But because that's where most of the tools are? Yeah! I just thought the antique store was a good place for them to get it from. Personal opinion. That makes 0 sense! You normally find hooks and rubber balls in storage, not the antique store. Okay, well, the hook thing, sure. But rubber balls? Yeah, and doesn't the gym have loads of balls, too? You see, you never know. Both the storage and the antique store might have those. That's why I mentioned the antique store. It looked like that place has practically everything. Mitch, we know. One of us has been keeping track of every single item in the storage antique store. Am I right, Teria? Oh, yeah. Yuki, is this why you asked me about this? Trust me, the antique store definitely had hooks and rubber balls. I know because I spent most of my time hanging out there. Also, I'm pretty sure there weren't any hooks or rubber balls in the storage. The ones used in the murder are from the antique store. The way those items were arranged changed after the murder. Whoa, Teria, you memorized all of that? Wow, what a freak. Shut up! It's just a coincidence. You still didn't show me proof. Little. Show me evidence. Tangible evidence. Not you stupid guesses. I'm not buying it. You're doing this to the wrong person. Jeez. Can't you be a man and just say you did it? Whoa! Don't perpetuate the hierarchy, Ray. No. Hey, Mitsuhiro. Will you admit it if we show you evidence? That you're the culprit? I'm not the culprit. If there's no evidence, you can't say I did it. Give me the proof. Proof. If he insists, we should probably show him. You can show him the proof you have. I have the proof? Be patient and think. You do have proof. Do I? You even showed it to us a while ago. I showed the proof to everyone? Is he talking about... I see. I didn't think about it back then, but that can certainly nail Mitch down. I just show him what that... Terminate talk shooting. I have no idea what he's referring to. Okay. Ray is one of those problematic medias that shouldn't have a fandom, actually. We're gaming over here. We're gaming over here. We're gaming over here. Oh, the balls show the amount of time. We're gaming over here!
が真実だ。
Okay. What is that supposed to mean? What? How? If you want it, I'll show you. Tangible evidence that can prove you guilty. Which obviously doesn't exist, you moron. It does exist. Remember when I showed you the note to explain how the culprit called Kyoka to the laundry room? The paper used for the note was from the notepad given to us by Monokuma. Which means you can see if that note... We're using this argument this far in. We're using this argument this far in. I'm afraid hope might be lost for me. Yeah, no, I know they're talking about the note from earlier. I'm just not a fan of you using this as like the big bullet. What? Well, Mitsuhiro, here's the evidence you've been asking for. Hey, you. This? Evidence? You kidding me? We got those like a week ago. Anyone who could have torn out a page for who knows what. Huh. Anyone could have used it? And we can try matching Yuki's note with a torn section in your notepad. That way, we'll be clear on whether it was from your notepad or not. Well, but... Hey! Don't you think the culprit could have used someone else's notepad? How could you be so sure that it was from mine? No way, idiot. The notepads were in the drawer in their rooms. How are you going to get one without the owner's permission? And if the owner somehow gave permission, even better. That would automatically mean the person who asked for permission is the culprit. Wait. Well, that's... Mitch, just a minute. I don't want to sit... Yuki, speak for yourself! I don't want us to keep fighting each other like this. It's over, though. Over? Who said it's over? Nothing's... Oh, brother, this guy stinks. This is all a lie. This is all a big lie. How dare you accuse me of How dare you accuse a superstar like me of murder? Liar, liar, liar! Usoda! Alright, if you say so. I'll go over the case from beginning to end. Then you'll accept it. And you're the only culprit, Mitch. Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay. I think Linda just said Mitch is the character he regrets most? How? Oh, sorry, not how, but, what aspect does he regret the most about Mitch? Probably not having any redeeming qualities or even offering any sort of useful info until the trial? I guess. I don't know, I think he still played a good role, like, even in, in the trial, Okay, but this is the part I'm most... Yes, the utilization of the guy is good. The only contention I have right now is just is just the logistics. Cause okay, he's squeezing her, but like how did he get? Lineage, how did he get her into the bathroom? How? Explain. It all started last night. We were all in shock by Monokuma's motive. Yoka, Haru, and Sasuke decided to hang out together to distract themselves from the stress. They ran around the hallway until Haru accidentally broke 2 of the nameplates on the wall. Those 2 nameplates belonged to Kyoka and Tsurugi. Haru was panicking over breaking school property when Monokuma showed up to give him a warning. He didn't punish Haru since it was an accident. I love this because it makes a little sense. I was with it for like the majority of it. The bathroom is where all the problems start. He didn't punish Haru since it was an accident, instead ordering him to replace the broken nameplates with new ones. No way anyone could kick a ball that perfectly. I don't even think that should be the contention. I'm like what's the word? Like he's like the ultimate soccer player, sure, whatever. Like he's using his talent to like he's using like his blue lock powers to like kill Kyoka effectively. I'm just like I'm just not really sure why it necessarily had to be a kick rather than a throw. like the pipe would be super high up. And here's where Haru makes a crucial mistake. After a trip to the restroom, he got confused about where the 2 nameplates originally were. He finally chose to go with his gut instinct, but unfortunately turned out to be wrong. This is when Kyoka and Tsurugi's nameplates were switched around. Haru went back to his room right after putting the nameplates back. The nighttime hallway was left empty. At this very moment, someone had decided against going to sleep and was out in the hallway, secretly heading somewhere. The place they were headed was Tsurugi's room. For some reason, they had chosen Tsurugi as their target of murder. But there was something they were unaware of. Right before they came, the nameplates outside Tsurugi and Kyoka's rooms were switched by Haru. So the culprit had actually gone to Kyoka's room. Unaware of the error, the culprit made their first move. He put a note through the gap below the door. He asked to come to the laundry room at 6 a.m. and contained a lot of false information to make things easier for the culprit. Are you going to do Chapter 2 predictions at the end of the stream? I mean, if it's going to be something like the Death Order or whatever, probably not, no. I would literally just be like... like, at that point, I would just, like, buy, like, a lottery ticket. I'm sorry if it's disappointing to any of the viewers. I don't feel like there would be a point for me to do that. Not everyone will be asleep right after nighttime. It would be easy to spot a note coming in through the door. That's what the culprit was going for. The next day, as the time approached 6 o'clock, Kyoka, after reading the note, came to the laundry room as she'd been instructed. I think it's fun leaves you guessing? I'd suppose so. I don't know, it's, I wouldn't really have a guess as to who was up next, per se. Ideally, I would just keep throwing... I would just keep going, like, Akane every chapter, because I don't know how she's still in the story. I don't know what she's gonna do. Since they were expecting to see Tsurugi, Kyoka's sudden appearance would have been a surprise for them. That was the type of PvP? Yep. Not gonna lie, I thought that was Heathcliff. Yoka continued forward, oblivious of her fate. Opal was probably confused at first, but either noticed that they somehow went to the wrong room or found Yoka holding the note. They likely had a plan in mind, and changing the target meant they had to risk ruining everything. There was also the potential of being found out and facing the aftermath if they let her go. At last, the culprit decided to change the plan. They already had the weapon ready, and it looked like they would be discovered anyway. Meanwhile, Yoko was wondering why no one was in the room. Still unaware of the presence of the culprit, he was left vulnerable to their attack. Church well said, and fell victim to it. After the murder, the culprit wiped off the blood from the body to conceal any evidence of murder. This was done almost immediately afterward. Yoka's clothes didn't get any blood on them. However, they weren't able to take care of the large blood stain on the floor. Maybe because they were in a hurry, or they just failed to see it. That blood stain played a large role in revealing Yoka was murdered in the laundry room. I think the culprit forgot about the blood stain while they were busy moving Kyoka's body. They must have gotten into panic since they killed someone that wasn't part of their plan. The culprit first carried the body over to the girls' restroom. Their purpose was to take advantage of the fact that students aren't allowed to enter the restroom of the opposite sex. Okay, but how did he get the body? How? That's when the culprit found the pipe on the ceiling of the restroom. The culprit decided to make use of it, and went to the antique store to get the needed supplies. It was less than an hour before the wake-up meeting, so they were probably in a rush. The tools they chose were a rope, a hook, and a rubber ball. The culprit first tied the rope around the rubber ball, then thought of a certain way to hide the revolver. The idea was to tie the rope on the pipe without entering the girls' restroom using the rubber ball. Since the culprit was a man, they were unable to enter the girls' restroom. Monokuma had previously announced that anyone who sets foot in the restroom of the opposite sex will be shot by the machine guns. Okay, so how did he get the body into... But thanks to the fact that the restroom entrance was open with a wall straight across, the culprit was able to tie the rope to the pipe using the elasticity of the rubber ball. It was a risky move as the culprit wasn't able to step inside to correct any mistakes. Making the ball bounce right through that small gap seemed nearly impossible. But the culprit was confident they could do it. This was because they were the ultimate soccer player. They had absolute mastery over all types of balls. The rubber ball bounced across the room right back to the entrance just as they had planned. The culprit repeated this several times to make it look as if someone tied the rope by hand. And this is when another unexpected event happened. They must have failed to adjust the strength of their things, because the rubber ball grew weaker and weaker after each bounce until it couldn't withstand the pressure and pop. This caused the liquid inside the ball to be splattered all over the restroom, becoming a key piece of evidence. The culprit would have wanted to get rid of it, but they couldn't do it without going inside the restroom. The culprit nonetheless decided to go on with their plan. After all, they succeeded in tying the rope to the pipe, and the method they used was virtually unimaginable for a normal person. I think the pole was attached to the doorway? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I don't see, like, I mean, like, how did he, like, physically, like, move the body into the restroom? I don't really have, well, I do have a problem with what's the word? with like the ball being kicked instead of thrown, but like the but like the body itself is like the real icing on the cake. I don't know. Maybe I'm just stupid or something, because I don't see it. After getting the rope around the pipe, Albert removed the ball from the rope and attached the hook instead. Then they threw the hook toward the pipe to fasten the rope on it. The other end of the rope that was left outside the restroom was wrapped around Kyoko's neck. The reason for this was to make it look like Kyoko was hanged inside the restroom. The culprit was hoping to make us think that Kyoko's murderer was inside the girl's restroom, and actually was able to enter it as well. That way, the men won't be considered suspects in the trial. The culprit, as a man, trying to use this for their own favor. Everything was ready, and as the culprit was about to push Kyoko inside, he found a piece of paper in Kyoko's hand. It was the note they wrote. I'll tighten her hand even after her death. Having realized the note would be used against them if discovered, the culprit ripped the note out of her hand. They ripped it out, possibly because of rigor mortis, which made it difficult to pull it out. What the culprit didn't know was that most of the important parts of the note were still intact in the piece they left in Kyoko's hand. Thanks to the note, he found out she wasn't murdered in the restroom, which led to the conclusion that the culprit can be a man as well. After getting over the risky part, the culprit tried to get rid of the hammer and the rubber ball. Too much time had passed at this point, and it was early enough for some of us to get up. Nobody will miss you, Mitch. I'm sure that he'll be looking up at us after this execution's over. In a hurry, the culprit left their murder weapon and the burst rubber ball in the garbage dump. They would have wanted to save for option, but the time constraint gave them little time to think. She was pushed? I mean, I suppose it kind of just leaves a bad taste in my mouth then, if that's the case. I don't know. I low-key wish that, like, what's the word, like, Mitch just wasn't aware that, like, this rule didn't apply to murders or whatever, rather than this being enforced. I don't know. I guess it's just a me thing then. They must have thought that we won't find them if they put it alongside all the trash. And it kind of worked, since Kakeru and I were the only ones to discover them. When we started coming out of our rooms, Culprit acted like they had just gotten up and waited for the body to be discovered. We soon noticed that Kyoko was nowhere to be seen. As we all know, we went looking around the entire building until it was finally discovered. The horrible state Kyoko was in. Everyone froze in shock, and while pretending to do the same, Culprit secretly hid a smile at the outcome of their plan. The person who had come up with this plan and tried to deceive us all. It was you, right? Mizuhiro Higa. How was that, Mitch? You still have anything to say? He is at a loss for words. At a real loss for words, actually. Huh. He must have forgotten how to speak. What kind of nonsense is that? This is just purely outrageous. It's not Akane time to get out the clown nose? I did say that, didn't I? Okay. Let me order my clown nose from Amazon. It will be delivered next stream. Oh my god, you said it was a Kane. Okay, listen. I had listen, Fire. I had if you saw in the last stream, I had really only suspected Akane because of one, the bathroom rule, and two, like her role in the story per se. I couldn't really see her going beyond chapter 1. So I am genuinely surprised. So next stream, I should have my clown nose delivered, but until then, don't ask me about it. I am super embarrassed. I'm mad. I'm seething. I'm not seething, actually. I'm not a cornball. Mitsuhiro, it's over. Please, be honest. It's pointless for us to keep attacking each other. Mitsuhiro, was it really you? Why? Why didn't you commit something like murder? No, it wasn't me. I'm not. It's not me. It's not me. Not me. Not me. No, 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 no. It wasn't me. Oh, jeez, that's right. Tricked by the psyche of the person? I was tricked by the logic of this case. It's a little bullshit. I am a clown, but I will save my face on this. I'm still not with the logistics. Whoa! This idiot's going all crazy. OMG! Meteor's totally gone wacko. Well, this results in. Is it just gonna be like the result, like conversion to points? Okay, yeah, it is. Okay. Discovery fees. It's an insane thing to say. Huh. Looks like you're done. As the headmaster, let me say your discussions were packed with passion in a fashionable way. Passion and fashion. Are they the same? Are they different? Oh, who cares? You don't need any of these to live a good life anyway. So, let's move on to voting time. You don't need any extra explanations, right? Pick the person that you believe is the black one. Everyone, make your choice using the switch in front of you. And one more thing, just as a reminder. Triple check. Okay, yeah. Okay then, time to get excited. Who will be chosen as the black one? Will you make the right choice, or the dreadfully skipping the dialogue? Man. Ooh, bingo! The black end of this trial, that is, the murderer who killed Kiyokamaki, is none other than Mitsuhiro Higa. What? Hold on. Well, what if you got the choice to choose someone that wasn't Mitch? I would pick myself because I am owning up to my mistakes. Mr. Higa, did you really... Mitch, why did you kill her? Tell us. I was a big fan of yours! I liked soccer too! I admired your talent as a rising star! Why did you have to... Because I hate women, that's why. Cut it out and say something. Fine. I killed Kiyokamaki. Are you serious? Yeah. Finally. Mitsuhiro. Assuming everything we found out is true, you murdered Kyoka even though she wasn't your target. I'm not saying it was okay for you to set up a murder. You could have quit and spared Kyoko when your plan went wrong. Why didn't you do that? Why? Why are you so stubborn about killing someone? Kyoko did nothing to you. But... I just had to get out of there after watching that video. That... video? Just as I thought. That is the only possible answer. You mean... the motive? Malcolm had shown us that DVD just yesterday. Contents must have been different for each student, but every one of them seemed enough to drive a person toward despair. Say that again? When I watched my video, I felt myself wrapped by a surge of emotion demanding me to escape there using any means possible. I even pondered the thought of murder. Mitch must have killed due to the same reason. I'm aware of how serious a crime this is. Even a million apologies won't be enough for you would apologize for this sooner than coming onto a comic. Get this guy out of here, stat. But I had to do it. I had to get out of this place. And for that, I had to murder. Mitsuhiro. You bastard! I don't know what you saw in your video. Can you even guess what was on mine? Every soccer stadium in the world being reduced to ashes. Terrorists attacking FIFA headquarters. And world-class soccer players having gone missing. He did it for the love of the game! He actually did it for the love of the game! Yo! Oh. On top of that, my home team was also... How could such a thing be possible? I'm sorry. That's exactly like my case. He actually... It wasn't even just like for his like... For like his like bromance with like his like coach or whatever. It's actually... He did it for FIFA. He was a counter-terrorist unit. It seems like something that has occurred to me for the well-being of you. Yeah, okay, yeah. God. I'm lightheaded. To Mitsuhiro, soccer would have been like the home where he belongs. I like how he brought up FIFA first, then his team. I mean, he knows where the money belongs, all right? Witnessing his own sweet home being completely destroyed would feel... Attack on FIFA HQ! No, it's not even like, fuck my team, FIFA come first. The contract comes first. Him caring for his teammates was not specified in the contract. It was not in the fine print. He's keeping his money tight, and for that, I understand his plight. I don't respect him, but I understand the plight. God, though. I feel like directly naming FIFA has made this like 20 times funnier. I'm actually lightheaded. Come on. You know that's under nonsense. Right. And it doesn't only pertain to yours. All of our videos have been manipulated. You shouldn't have fallen for this trap. I couldn't stop trembling after watching my video because it was shockingly terrifying as yours. It wasn't just you. Was Maid HQ being attacked? And Oh. It was everyone's fight, even Kyoka's. Even though she watched the same absurd video, she was trying to overcome her shock. You asshole! I couldn't help it. Soccer is my everything. After seeing this now, I don't even think he came onto Akane because he was attracted to her sexually or anything. I feel like Mitch is just like is just like a LeBron sexual where he is attracted to the performance. If you're bad, you're nothing. What do you mean soccer is your everything? I would say it's even more important than my life. I know murder is wrong, but I just had to see with my own eyes if that video was real, even if it meant killing another person. Let me ask you one thing. Suppose that your plan went without a hitch and you got out. What if you found out the video was forged? Then what were you going to do? You heard about the class trial and the entrance ceremony, didn't you? The victory of the Blackened is equivalent to the death of everyone minus the Blackened. My point is this: by setting off your murder plan, you opted to take the lives of us 14 for your own needs. Were you aware of the full weight of your choice? At least prepared to face the consequences? I doubt it. You know what I want to say? You're nothing more than an ignorant moron who wanted to get out of here using soccer as an excuse. Of course our videos were as shocking as yours. Otherwise, it wouldn't even be a motive. But what association are you tied to, Ray? There is nothing as more important as FIFA. Come on. Ball is life! Ball is life. If that alone was sufficient to make a person murder, all of us would have done it by now. But in reality, you were the only one to commit murder. What do you think made that difference? Ray saw Harvard. You know what? Fair enough. Could it be prioritizing your selfish deeds over your so-called friends? Ray, stop it! Don't try to make this any more complicated. Are you telling me this idiot got shocked by the DVD that just went to murder someone without even being mentally prepared? No! I won't deny that. But soccer really was my everything. Actually, it was pretty well planned out. He even managed to come up with a complex trick immediately after murdering Kyoka. Tsurugi being his initial target doesn't look like a coincidence either. You thought his talent would be an obstacle to your plan, didn't you? Ugh. Bullseye, I suppose. Kinji just had to remind you that he is in the room currently. Right. From the beginning, Mitch was willing to murder, even without the motive. A malice beyond description. That's what took Kyoka's life. But, so what? Does it even matter? Monokuma was the ultimate ringleader behind all this. Monokuma is the one who drove Mitch to that point. You know what, Mitch? Right after watching the motive, Kyoka told me, Haru and Satsuki this. Murder, motives, anxiety? Just push them to the side and have fun. Have you ever considered that you could play ball in this school? That way we can all chill out and strengthen our bond. Kyoka probably got the same amount of shock as you. but she was trying to overcome the situation by getting everyone together. If she had a chance to talk with you yesterday, things could have been different. They could make Danganronpa FIFA edition? Okay, so who do you think is living? Mbappe? Ronaldo? Messi? Or, what's that one juggler from
Why isn't it so frightening? Who would have guessed that world-class celebrity is nothing more than a bad-tempered coward? This is why you should never judge a book by its cover. No one would ever have thought the Michigo would murder.
What? What are you talking about? Messi's a killer 100%? I agree. He murdered that World Cup.
It's your fault, this entire situation. Mitch's murder, it's all your fault. How could you even say that? Ah, don't be so salty. What's done is done. Don't you got a carpet?
Is that how you use a monokuma?
Oh, what's up with that attitude? If you're trying to fight me, give up. You'll probably end up hanging out with your dead friend anyway. Besides, you guys don't scare me at all.
Shut up, Monokuma. I don't know where you got the balls for that, but someday I'll put you to justice myself.
Tsurugi might be an exception. Gee, look how long you guys have been holding me back. You better get started.
Started on what?
The punishment. What else would it be? I told you, punishment awaits the loser of the class trial.
Punishment? You mean execution? Just give me a sec. Of course I'm guilty. I deserve death. I deserve any kind of punishment. I know I can't ever make up for it if I cry. But still, are you really gonna kill me? Sure, I killed Kyoka, but isn't this a bit different? Seriously? You're gonna take my life? I can explain. I really must have been crazy. I'm sorry. I'll never do that again. I could rot in jail just for the rest of my life. Just don't kill me. Yeah. I'll do anything you want. You can have all the money I earned from prison. He was willing to give up the contract? Even the contract. This guy stands for nothing. I don't want to die. Help me. I'll do anything but dying. I'm begging you. Please don't kill me. Hey, guys. Do something. I'm gonna die for real. This is not a joke. Notwithstanding Mitch's desperate cries, everyone turned their heads away from him, including myself. I just need to like alt tab for a second just so I can make a quick poll for you guys. Now, let's see. Okay. Everyone just let me know your thoughts.
What is this? Are you scared of dying? Weren't you ready for this when you became the Blackened? Above all, you disrupted order. You killed Kyoka.
Tuned into the question, we all know where his ass is going. Who voted heaven?
Whatever the laws outside may be, the rule here is simple. An eye for an eye, a death for a death. No matter what you do, you can't avoid punishment. Once you're revealed to be the Blackened, you are punished. This is an ironbound rule. Now, save your breath and let us begin. I certainly wouldn't want my students to procrastinate. So, I've prepared a special punishment for the Blackened. It's Rohiga, the ultimate soccer player.
No! Go away! Go away!
Let's give it everything we got. It's punishment time.
Okay. Everyone, type a black heart if you want him to die faster. Come on. No! Wait, does we even actually like, Oh, it's an engine. Okay. I'm seeing a lot of love for this guy. I wonder what's up with that. Oh, that peaked audio. Harder! 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 1A! 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 Oh, he's... What the fuck? Look at my soccer star, bro. Bro was a chopped chud. They took his hairline away.
Yeah! That's it! Yes! This thrill! This excitement! You can only feel this at punishment time!
Mitch is... Bro. Mitch couldn't even keep his, like, Turkish haircut, bro. Dead. It happened in an instant. Mitsuharu Hika, who was alive and breathing merely minutes ago, now greeted us in death amidst scorching flames across the screen. Despair. That was exactly what came up in our mind. Mitsuhiro committed murder. Of course he was unforgivable. But this is too harsh. Is it? We have to keep doing this? I can't. Anyone, please, get me out of here. Okay, okay, for anyone who voted Heaven, we are not going to shame you. So we are just all going to collectively just like bring forth ideas about what would make him accept his application into Heaven. Let's field it. Come on. If you were Mitch and you had to present your case in front of God, what would you get into Heaven?
If you don't want this, don't kill. None of these would happen if you simply stopped caring about the outside. After all, it was Mitsuhiro's own selfish desire that led him to murder. You guys were the ones responsible for this.
But, how could we just forget about the outside world? 'Tis impossible! 'Tis? This guy's accent switch is so... I voted for Hell, but I'm thinking the extraneous circumstances forced him to kill and he would never under normal circumstances? Fair enough.
Monokuma, what is your intention? What do you get from committing this heinous act? Intention? Intention? Huh? What is that? Sounds too hard for me. Nobody cares anyway. You don't have to know it. Just heed to my words and and all will be fine. Besides, you won't even understand a word even if I tell you. Not even the slightest bit about what's going on right now. A total waste of time, right?
You son of a...
Oh no! How intimidating. Well, case closed. The class trial is officially over. Everyone, rest in peace.
Hey! Wait! I wonder if I can bring up the bit. I'll bring it up later. He's gone.
Damn it. What are we supposed to do now?
In silence, everyone kept staring at the spot where Monokuma was standing. Although the class trial was over, none of us looked eager to leave the courtroom. After losing 2 friends on a single day, and realizing escape is still far out of our reach, couldn't help but freeze in despair. Say that again? Everyone, we need to stay calm. If we lose hope here, we won't be able to accomplish anything. Say that again? But my legs ain't moving after watching that execution. How are we supposed to stay calm when our friend has met such a horrible friend? Oh. 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 Oh, you beautiful, beautiful character. Who is this friend? Yeah, exactly. What?
Huh? Who else can it be besides Mitsuhiro?
You calling him a friend? I did. Yeah, me too. Okay, well, he's saying it for different reasons, but but he got the answer. He just didn't show his work is all.
What's wrong with you?
Tsurugi. Sure, Mitsuhiro killed Kyoka, and he deserved punishment. He was still our friend for the past few days, right? Yes, he was. Now, he's only a criminal who got what he deserved for committing the worst possible crime on Earth. What's so surprising about that? You may argue that Mitsuhiro deserved the death penalty, but do you condone Monokuma's actions? Are you condoning Higa's murder? Yes, Monokuma killing him was also murder. Monokuma's a criminal worthy of death, too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Lucian. But letting Higa live would be just as absurd. There ought to be retribution for every murder. What the? Are you saying you're glad that missed? Say yes. Say yes with no elaboration or like sugarcoating. Come on, Mitch. I'm writing out. Kinjo, if you say yes, no hesitation, no primer, nothing, you are now my profile picture until further notice. Yes! Alright. Promises made, promises kept. You'll see it in the Discord after stream. What? Sure. So Ruby's it's so crazy that everyone's shocked here. That like everyone is shocked here when like Kinjo probably got like training from like an American police department. This is bog standard. Tsurugi has said he despises criminals more than anything else, and that his dream is to end all crime in the world. But still, saying he's glad for someone's death, even if that someone was a murderer, that's insane. Would you say killing a murderer is acceptable? No way. If you kill a criminal, then you be a criminal too. However, wasn't Monokuma already a criminal to start with? When did I say I'll excuse Monokuma's actions? I'm just saying Higa got the thing he deserved. I loathe that bear scum more than anything, but there's one thing he said I can agree on. An eye for an eye, a death for a death. That is my motto as a police officer. Lunatic. Oh, I cannot believe he actually said it. He said the thing! Isn't it a bit problematic for a police officer to say? Why would it be problematic? I think the real problem is with the current legal system. I'm going to work hard to change the laws in this country. No, the entire world. I'll create a world where no one can dare to commit crime. That's why I need to get out of this place. Same goes for you all. Stop thinking about that killer and strategize on how we'll fight Monokuma. I'm not supporting Mitsuhiro, but something is definitely wrong with you. Wrong? To me, the way you're acting is wrong. Don't you realize you're already approving his actions by caring about his death? Criminal or not, somebody just died. How would you react like that when a human being was murdered right in front of you? Listen. You think like Kinjo's like backstory isn't that like he saw like his like cop when he died, but like he saw like a kid like like accidentally shoplift and then he just like mag dumped him? How could I? Well, criminals don't count as human beings. Leader! Tsurugi! What happened to you? You weren't like this. What do you mean? I was like... I'm just giving some advice to those of you who are being overly hysterical. Of course, I am aware that I'm ultimately the one to blame. Kyoka wouldn't have died if I had been more alert. Therefore, from now on, I won't ever allow another murder to happen to school no matter what it takes. It's my duty to protect you all, isn't it? You! You're not thinking about anything, Haru. Please, sit down. Yeah, stop. Oh my god. Mikako. She spoke. Everyone's exhausted. Let's go to our rooms and rest. Calm down. We can talk again tomorrow. Right. This mind-blowing incident got us all heated up. Let's cool our heads and talk again tomorrow. Fine. I don't think you can think logically in this condition either. And thus, our first class trial came to close on the worst possible note. Is it the worst possible note? Or are you seething? Because he's right. If it wasn't for Mikako, we might have broken into a fight. Somehow, I feel like everyone went crazy. No, I might be the one who's crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. 2 of us died on a single day. It would be weird to not go crazy. Will we ever get out of this place? Will we ever escape this monstrous killing game? We took the elevator back to the school building and quietly dismissed ourselves. The atmosphere felt heavy, and a feeling of distrust seemed to pervade everyone like it did on our first day. Everything that happened today already feels like memories of a distant past. Surrounded by this bizarre environment, my sense of reality was slowly fading away. The day I left home for Hope Speak Academy a week prior to that, it seemed like it was from a long time ago. I couldn't even recall how my parents looked like. My family. Kyoka. Trial. Mitch. Execution. Sorry. My brain drifted in confusion as these thoughts kept swirling in my mind. We made it through the first class trial, the very embodiment of despair, without achieving it. But this was merely the beginning of despair. This was hilarious. Okay, from what I know, you can't actually continue your save file from the demo. But I will save, like, I can pretend I can anyways.
Danganronpa.
That was... That was amazing. Oh, sorry. I think I might have been off, but I know that, like, apparently, like, you can't transfer your save file from like prologue in chapter 1 to the rest of the chapters. But I did it anyways. Oh my god. Yo, I'm lightheaded. Now, don't get it twisted, okay? If you think I'm laughing at the game right now, absolutely not. This is amazing. Like, outside of like logistics of the murder, which I'm gonna beat a dead horse over, so I'm not gonna continue. But like, that was, so far, Danganronpa Another is so camp. I'm down with this. I am so down with this. Like, holy shit. What a time. Yeah, no, I think it is like made to be funny sometimes. I just need to make the record clear. After the shit show that was you know what? Would Mitch go to Dubai and even watch the boo-boos? He would play for Dubai. he would participate in sports watching, actually. Oh man. You know what, let's close the game for now, because I do want to find the video I'm thinking of. Oh my god. Early DRA is super camp, especially with the rough translation and get fun. I don't even think like the camp aspect is like a negative thing, just so I'm clear. This is it is very fun. I have not much complaints so far about the character writing thus far. Um, Not any that I haven't or already said. Oh my god. My goodness. Okay, I just have to hope. This might be a little stuff because I did yes. This is there we go. I'm using oh my god, how do I see no filtering? Oh, welcome. Yeah, anyways. That's that's all I have to say. Um I'm gonna try and find a tier list if I can. Yeah. Do you think you'll continue DRA? Yes. I'm here to finish the entirety of DRA. Um like one, I want to try it because it's playable, and two, I want to cover it, and three, this is a blast. But yeah, oh man, I wish there was a what's the name? Like a chapter tier list I can find. Do you know when the next stream might be so I can catch it? It's okay if you don't. If I had to guess, if the same thing happens with my throat again, if it's like sore again tomorrow, then probably on Saturday maybe. But if I'm still feeling well tomorrow, then yeah, Friday. If you haven't already, join the Discord, because I do post my announcements there. I try and stay in touch about my status. I hope I'm I at least keep myself in check that way. Um, but yeah. Um, if you have any other questions at this time, feel free to sound it off. Or if there's anything that you wanted to ask, but I ended it too quickly, then feel free to ask it in stream chat or anything like that. Otherwise, I am going to end my stream here. This was an amazing, amazing time, and I'm going to be finding myself a profile picture, and I'm going to be ordering myself a clown nose. Thank you, everyone. Have a good rest of your day.